Foremost, give all praise to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Ba'akadosh.
someone under the apostles of great millstone. Someone for all the burden on houses and plywood who wants to sin and faithfulness. Continue to fight the good fight of faith. I mean, we're in a position right now, man, where things are starting to heat, things are heating up, and we still got the scoffers and scorners doing their thing. And we must understand, man, the scoffers and scorners must continue until the end come, man. They must continue to do what they do. We don't expect all these scoffers to all of a sudden roll over like, oh shit, we gotta listen now, we gotta listen. No, because the Lord put them in that particular lot. And they allowed us to scoff until the end. Even when the missiles on the horizon, man, we still gonna have scoffers and scorners talking about it ain't happening, it ain't happening. You know? Give me Romans 3 and 3. We got a lot of shit, going down, man. And you got men even in Israel who are on the highways and byways who don't believe. Go ahead.
Romans 3 verse 3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? The Most High forbid. Yeah, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar.
Right. Let the Most High be true and every man a liar. You know why? You still got men out there. Here we are. We're coming down the last stretch. And you got men still trying to bully brothers for corners. You got men talking about their seasoning their fucking lamb for their Passover. These are the things that they're concerned about. Because they don't believe that the Lord is now opening up them floodgates, man. They don't believe that time is now at hand where now you brothers got to start buckling down and being circumspect. This is the time we're in. You know, whether it be a farce, this coronavirus, or whether it be real deal, it doesn't matter. We know that everything's gonna go through the hands of the Lord first and foremost. Okay? So if Esau's putting shit out there, we know Esau's what? He's the sword. Okay? He's the Lord's sword right now. Go ahead, what you got?
This is 2 Peter 3 and 3.
Right.
Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lust.
Right, even though they see what's happening, man. They see what's going on. They heard about the prophecies. But there's a particular lot for these men. In the last days, scoffers, walking after their own lusts. Go ahead.
And saying, where is the promise of his coming?
Right, just because Yahweh Shai doesn't crack the clouds, and just because they don't understand that the Lord said there was an appointed time for everything, they're gonna sit there like, we don't believe what you're saying. Y'all been talking about that since 2000. Y'all remember when 2000 was supposed to end then? Okay, that just gave the Lord. You know, the Lord is beautiful in all His works, man. The 2000 thing, man, was a stumbling block for a lot of people. And a lot of people fell out over that 2000 thing, about the end being in 2000, and it gave the scoffers and scorners ammunition to keep forging on because nothing happened in 2000, and here we are the present day. It was 2020. This is 20 years later, right? 20 years later, the scoffers and scorners still haven't seen the clouds get cracked by the Lord. They still haven't seen the Lord drop, have people drop dead in the midst of their speaking, because we're going to get that spiritual power, man. And when the Lord delivers that spiritual power into us, we're going to have the ability to do these things. Heal brothers, maybe take a brother's life who's being wicked as all hell, Shit, it happened, man. It happened in ancient time. Was that Ananias and Sapphira there? He said, you see them men the same men, the few of the men coming to get you, that got your husband. Okay, go ahead, brother.
It says, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High, the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water.
Go ahead.
Whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished.
Right, because remember now, when Noah was out there doing his thing, nobody believed him. And likewise, same in this time period. We're out here doing our thing, and nobody believes us. Especially Israel. Israel's the most hard-headed, most stiff-necked people you ever want to meet, man. We sitting there telling our people these things are happening, these things are going down. You don't care. You don't care about that. Well, the Lord's gonna come back and He's gonna crack them clouds, man. As pursuant to Matthew the 25th chapter, starting at the 31st verse, man. Good, brother.
2 Chronicles chapter 36 verse 16. But they mocked the messengers of the Most High,
right,
and despised His words,
right,
and misused His prophets,
right,
until the wrath of the Lord arose against His people, till there was no remedy.
Right, you see this? This is what's happening. They mocked the messengers of the Most High from the head apostles on down. You still got Yo, brother, who's that? What video? Who's that? You said you got eyes on that stuff over there? Yeah. You know, you still got people still making false fictitious pages and talking shit. People just don't get it, man. You know why you don't get it? Because the Lord blinded you. He cut off those receptors for you to understand. You know, he cut that receptor off that goes to your brain that says, wait a minute, this ain't right. The Lord cut that out, man. So you're going to continue to make your false pages. You're going to keep mocking the messenger of the Most High until the Lord comes and leaps off the sky and thrusts you with a laser beam. Okay? Or a chariot come down and slice you in two. Or even that movie War of the Worlds. Zap you and turn you to a powder, turn you back to dust, man. These are things going to be happening, man. Right before your very eyes. We're going to keep continuing to tell you. Though you don't believe us, we don't give a shit. It clears our conscience that we told you and warned you. Go ahead, brother.
It says, but the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men.
And that's the lot you people follow. You are ungodly men, man. Right along with Esau. Okay? You're the ungodly. You don't believe in Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. You don't believe in the word. You don't believe in the prophets. So there's only but one decree for you, man. Death. You have to be put to death, man. Okay? We're out here prophesying, as the scripture says, there's going to be a famine of hearing the word. Because there's not going to be anybody out there teaching pretty soon, man. So you ain't going to be able to hear something that you can't, that's no one speaking. Go ahead.
It says, but beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise.
Right, the Lord's not slack concerning his promise, man. He said that he was going to raise them up out of the land of the north. Right? That was a promise, man. He said that to Abraham, thy seed, okay, is going to inherit the world, the kingdom, man, if you will. That's a promise. So therefore, you best believe we're sitting and resting on the Lord's promise, man. Because we know the scripture said, the Lord said what? He is a man that he shouldn't lie. So therefore, you know, you got people that believe in God, as they say. They believe in it, but they don't believe in his prophets. Go ahead.
Yep. This is verse 9. It says, the Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance.
Right, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. You know, but we understand not all going to come to repentance, because it is written, 2/3 of the Lord's people are going to be put to death, man. You know?
And that's becoming more and more clear. It's like you think that to us, these times that we're in are extremely obvious, right? Like, you know, you use the word apparent. It's apparent that we're in the last days, and you have people fighting against its obviousness, if you will. Like it's as obvious as it is. Oh no, this is just a thing that we'll get over. This is just something that we'll get past. But this is it, man. This is the end of America that we're witnessing. And even if, you know, like the elder said, even if it does, you know, get back to normal, if you will,
Whatever you call normal.
right? Whatever you consider normal, we are still living in the last days. There's not going to be another generation after this of prophets that come to prophesy the downfall of Babylon.
Right. As we was talking about, the Lord said he was gonna smite Egypt again with plagues, right? Plural plagues. So even if the so-called coronavirus, you know, comes to a halt, these devils are already predicting back in September or so, it may come back with vengeance. There's already a strand that they identified. They identified another strand that came from some little koala bear or some shit, some little demon-like creature, right? They said, oh, there's another strand coming through, and it was smuggled into China. You know, I don't know if y'all brothers see that. They said it was smuggled into China. There was a couple of them, and then they said they don't know where the whereabouts of this thing came from. But wait a minute, hold on. If you shipping and receiving, everything has a point of destination and a port of origin. Everything has a point of origin. So you mean the devils, all of a sudden, the deadliest virus on the planet came from somewhere through some animals, but nobody knows where. That's why you know. That's how you know Esau's a real devil, man. He's a real deceiver.
Well, you know something too, if I may add too, Elder.
Go ahead, brother.
Because it's like the same tactic they used in the early 70s when the AIDS virus first came about. You know, they said that, oh, the AIDS virus came from a black man in Africa fucking a monkey, and that's why that shit got spread throughout Africa. You know, now they're using the same tactic again, where I just say the virus came from a guy eating a bat, and that's how it got spread, like the elder said. You know? Because you.
Fuck it, bro.
Yeah.
The coronavirus literally has a patent. And don't go to no news sites. If you try to look it up, they'll try to deter you. You go to the U.S. patents and you type it in. And you see the three scientists who owns the patent to something. In order for something to have a patent, if you get a patent, you gotta have a creator. Somebody has to create something. You can't just patent something that's already existing.
Right.
It's called the Birthright. It's called the Birthright Institute. The Birthright Institute, you look into, goes all the way back to it was right, Lord Birthright, the Rothschild, and Bill and Melinda Gates are the ones that have hold the million shares in the Birthright Institute at the moment. So
Right.
they're the ones behind. They're the ones behind this shit.
Right, which makes sense when Bill Gates did that speech to that forum. That forum he had, he was mentioning, you know, there was certain things they could get rid of to slow down, you know, global warming and all that other shit.
Humans are wonderful. He said the world population is at 7 billion. Is subjected to go to 9 billion. He said we can change this by contraceptives and if we use vaccinations and contraceptions.
We're really good at it, right?
Yeah, you get really good at it.
It's no mistake that they had him on CNN the other day.
Yep.
Talking about you know, speaking in response to President Trump, who said that, you know, it'll be over by spring. Bill Gates was like, nah, this ain't gonna be over by spring. Who else better to know that than the person who owns the patent? I got
Go ahead,
bro.
bro. This is Second Ezra 16, 8. It says, "The mighty Lord sendeth the plague, and who is he that can drive them away?"
Right? Mighty Lord sent the plague. Who is he that can drive him away? Nobody. And I'm gonna say this too. You have to understand, man. These governors and some of these so-called military, high-ranking military people, they don't know what's going on. Right? They receiving orders, and not only that, but if they were to find out, they wouldn't react in the way that they're reacting. So they're getting caught off guard like everybody else because the elites have an agenda.
That's right.
And that agenda is to what? Keep everybody in the dark until they fucking put that shit out there. Now it's out there. I mean, these so-called governors. Now I got a cat that I went to school with. He works for the governor of New York. And I said, yo, I checked him, yo, what's going on out there in New York? He's like, yo, these cats are shook up out here. He said, these cats are shook up out there. So that tells you, man, these devils don't really know what's going on. They're receiving this coronavirus firsthand like everybody else. You know, they have no clue, man. Go ahead.
Can I say this though? When the Pope slapped away that Chinese lady's arm or the Asian lady's arm, you already knew that this was in the makings. Okay? When you look at that video, everybody else grabbed the Pope's arm. No problem. When that Asian lady grabbed the Pope's arm, get off me. You see what I'm saying? That was the first month into January. You get what I'm saying? Because he knew what was implemented. You see, that goes back to the three frogs. They know the plan was already instituted. What was going to go down?
That makes sense. Because you know, like anything, like when you even with like if you work in for a corporation, the managers, general managers don't necessarily know what's going on in the company as a whole.
Right.
They know what's going on in their restaurant, in their district that they're over, but they don't know what the company is doing as a whole. There has to be, especially in this case, plausible deniability, right? So if the elites just administer this thing behind closed doors, now the government's reaction to it is organic because they didn't know, right? So there has to be a bit of mystery, so that the reaction to it is organic, or seems organic, or seems genuine.
Yeah. You know, because I was saying to myself, you know, when you go to work, you hear all these people talking about this, that, and the third, and these people are like, damn, they're so taken back. I said, and that's just the regular masses of the world right now. Everybody's taken back. You can't, you know, we got, if me and this brother got something going on, we're gonna keep it between ourselves, and that way nobody knows, it doesn't get leaked out, it doesn't get seeked out, because what Esau's what? The scriptures say he make his own tongue to fall upon himself, right? So there's shit out there that these devils haven't released. So therefore the general public and the mass of the people can have a genuine sense of fear.
Right. And it looks sincere on TV. Like I'm like one thing about Jake, right? And the Jake, so I'm speaking to Jake in the world. They don't get rattled by much. And I'm seeing Jake going through Target with masks on.
Yo, young dudes too.
Yeah, young cats, and I'm like, damn,
Jake is shook up right now.
Jake don't even watch the news. You know what I'm saying? Like,
They just hear shit through the grapevine.
Right,
Fuck it.
right.
They say buy toilet paper, we getting toilet paper.
Right. So it's just it's an interesting time that we're living in, man. And I would say to that, you know, the scriptures say that, you know, there are things that we know that the prophets before us desired to know, right? And likewise, they desired to see this day. They desired to see the fall of you know, America, and for the kingdom of heaven to be restored to Israel. And we're living in a time where that's actually happening, man. And that's honor. That's an honor to be in this position, in this place.
Now, you know what though? The prophets are gonna see.
Oh yeah, but you know, I'm speaking as a man in this flesh, in this body. You know, those prophets, you know, they desire to see these things, and now they have the opportunity to.
Yeah. 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us,
Right.
for we are not ignorant of his devices.
We're not ignorant of Satan's devices. And I was thinking about this earlier, right?
Yeah.
I said, the coronavirus may very well be real, right? You know, because, you know, us as men of the Lord, we're skeptical about everything Esau is doing, because he's a wicked demon. He's always mixing something up. So, you know, we are skeptical of a lot of the things that he does, but that doesn't mean that he's not going to capitalize on it. And that's what he's doing. He's capitalizing on, okay, we got something here. We can push this thing, because really Esau was kind of looking for a place to get in. Because if you notice, they're doing everything by piecemeal, right? It's not they're not just coming out and shutting the whole country down. They're doing it little by little. Like, because what was it? A couple of Fridays ago, where the governor was like, "No, we're not going to shut the government down. Wherever you guys are getting your news from, you go directly to this site, the governor's office, and we'll keep you posted." And then Monday they came out, and then you know, quarantined everybody. Gave you know, the what they call essential workers or what have you, right? A couple days later, right? So it begs the question: was the skeptics or the people that were suspicious of a government shutdown, were they right? Or did you just change as things change? You know? But I mean, it's beautiful times that we're living in, man. And we gotta hold on tight, man. We gotta hold on tight. This is what we waited for, man. And this, you know, it's gonna be an awkward time, right? It's gonna be a little different, right? But it's faith is more important than ever. Faith is more important than ever. Now, not that you didn't believe it before, but now there's meat on the bone. There's something to grasp onto. That the Lord is, when He said, can I get Isaiah 55 and 11? When the Lord said He's gonna do something, man, He does it. You know, we now have a really large thing to see, to attribute that to. Go ahead.
Isaiah 55, verse 11.
Yeah.
He says, "So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth.
Right.
He shall not return unto me void,
Right.
but he shall accomplish."
What is that? What is that? Habakkuk 2 and 3? Is it? Yeah. Is that Habakkuk 2 and 3? Yeah. Read that again, brother.
He says, Isaiah 55 and 11.
Yep.
"So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth.
Right.
He shall not return unto me void."
Right. It shall not return unto Him void. Meaning what? The Heavenly Father is not wasteful with His words. He's not anything that's been written, anything that He has said He's going to do, He's going to do it. He's going to do it, and you're seeing it. and you're seeing it. You still, like he said, there would be scoffers in the last days. You can type in something and see the scoffer. He said that he would shut the gates of the city. You can look at the news or you can look around and see that, you know, remember we used to read Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, and I would always imagine, you know, looking into a window of a store and it'd be dark in there. You go across the street right now, McDonald's is dark over there.
Dunkin'
House of Pizza is dark over there. Now, this whole strip right here.
Dunkin'
AMC,
Donuts.
the movie theater, the whole strip is darkened. And I remember reading it, and like we used to be out there, and yeah, y'all, there's gonna be one day you're gonna be looking in the windows of the store, and it's gonna be dark in there, and we were just, you know, we was reading the scripture.
Right.
But now you can actually go and see. There's no you're not talking for nothing anymore. You can actually see. You got something? Yeah, 10. That's a great one. Go ahead.
Numbers chapter 23, verse 19. It says, Yahweh is not a man that he should lie.
Right.
Neither the son of man
Right.
that he should repent. He have he said, and shall he not do it?
Right.
Or have he spoken, and shall he not make it good?
Right, and you can see, and this is not an American thing. This is worldwide. Stores are closed down. I drove down Boylston Street today, and just to look at it, and there's nobody over there, man. Boston is one of the busiest cities in America, right? And you know, like I didn't even know you can get here in 45 minutes from where I live. I didn't even know that was a possibility, man. I got here real quick today. You know, it's like typically, like it doesn't matter what day of the week it is. Coming into the city, the traffic once you get on 93 is crazy. You might parking is nuts. Right now, if you go on Beacon Street, you can park anywhere. You can park anywhere on Beacon Street right now. Before you might have to circle around the park a couple of times before you find a parking space. Now you just pull up. You can come. You don't even gotta come early no more. You can come 5 minutes before camp and just park up.
Yeah, man, and even us parking over there.
Or yeah, we never was able to park on Tremont Street. We never able to. Now you can curbside service. You know? So like this is like it's now you can see it, man. This is something that you're seeing. It's a gratifying feeling. I remember being in Mattapan, man, and me and this brother was speaking. We looked down to the left, a couple storefronts down. They were selling brownies outside. And we said, one day you ain't gonna be selling them goddamn brownies. And this is happening. That's a gratifying feeling, man. That's a gratifying feeling that all the things that you speak about are happening, man. There's no being a prophet is not a cartoon where a guy got magic powers and he's spinning the snow into a snowball, and it's not Hollywood, man. You speak something before it happens, right? And we've done that. We've spoken, and now they're coming to pass. Go ahead, bro.
And also too, like I do security at my job, right? At the South Station, and of course. Oh, go ahead. Don't worry about it, man. I have fit, man. Don't worry about it. Anyway, they only see my face.
Yeah, well, go ahead, brother.
So anyway, like I was saying, right?
Like
I was saying, right? They pass an order, right? People come in the station, get where to catch the bus. And they pass the order, they said, listen, so everybody out the building, all the buses were closed down.
Yeah.
And they were pissed off. And hey. Just letting you know, the times I had. There was no buses, no mega bus, no Greyhound, there was none of that.
No Fenghua.
None.
Ain't no
shut
more
down
$10
Fenghua.
rides from Boston to New York. Yeah, no Peter Pan. Nothing.
You just to show you how crazy things are getting. And they put a big sign where it says that if anyone arriving here, they have to quarantine themselves for 14 days before they hit the street.
Yeah, they doing that now. Telling people who coming from New York, coming through Connecticut, Rhode Island, they're gonna put them in quarantine. They're taking your name, information down.
Leave it there.
They're taking the name and information down, and you gotta report to the nearest station, what have you. But that's that. But listen, that's not just here, man. That's gonna start going world. That's gonna go right across the country, man. Yeah. That's gonna go right across the country.
Because they had this like already in place. Like when you come from another, or typically from here to go to another country, you gotta wait in customs, right? But now that's commonplace across the board. No matter where you're coming from, no matter where you're going, you're gonna have to sit there for 14 days. So if you to go on vacation now, you gotta take 4 weeks. You gotta take a 4-week vacation, 2 weeks for quarantine, 2 weeks to enjoy yourself. Matter of fact, you gotta take 6 weeks. Then when you come back, you gotta take another 16 days before you can go back to work. Ain't no more vacation time.
Or sick time at that.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to use everything you got in the bucket.
This is Isaiah 24:10. It says the city of confusion is broken down, and every house is shut up, and no man may come in.
Yeah. Read that again.
Yep. It says this is the city of confusion.
The city
is
of
broken
confusion,
down.
right? Now, this place, we know it as Babylon, right? And what does Babylon mean? Confusion, right? So the city of confusion, go ahead,
It's broken down,
is broken down.
and every house is shut up, that no man may come in.
Right.
There's a crying for wine in the streets,
Right.
and all the joy is darkened, and the mirth of the land is gone.
Right, people ain't playing so much no more, man. You know, outside playing games and joking around and parody this and parody that. That don't happen no more, man. People are scared, man. People are scared, and what you're gonna see is the men of the Lord, they'll be even killed. You know, in their
Why?
spirit.
That's right, because the scriptures say wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of that time. And this is what's keeping us stable, man. Anybody that's outside of this thing, they're shook up. They're shook up, they're walking around with masks on. And some Jake was in the fucking store with a whole bunch of garbage bags with duct tape all around them. You know, Jake is crazy, man. Jake just want to be seen.
Good. Ephesians 5 verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil.
Right, so we've been prophesying about all these things, man. And you have to walk circumspectly. I remember I never heard that word until Elder Apostle Ball made a show on it. And, you know, being circumspect. You know, you hear it on the daily, you know, you break the word down, circumspect, you know, look around to look around your person or whatever, but you never really put 2 and 2 together, man. So this truth really puts men in a whole different bracket. You know? That's why when people look at you, they read your countenance, you can see the spirit that you have within you, you know? But this is what a man of the Lord is all about. Anybody else out there faking the funk, you can tell the difference, man. You can tell. Look at them guys from all these other groups. No need to name them because you know who they are. But just look where they carry themselves. You know, the Lord is dealing with a certain group of men. And that's from the head apostles on down, and everybody up underneath the head apostles. And that understand the order. There's always order. The Lord is all about order, man. The Lord is about order. Go ahead.
Now, this is an article, you know, it's an article from a couple weeks ago. And he says, will coronavirus lead to martial law? You know,
Well, to answer the question, yes. Yes. We already live in the martial law.
Let's finish off. End of the article, that's it.
The source is from militarytimes.com.
Go on.
And it says, while the number of cases of the novel coronavirus, COVID-19, continue to grow around the country and the globe, lawmakers are considering how best to cut down on the spread of the diseases. But the measure being taken have some citizens and service members wondering if martial law may be declared. As of Tuesday, more than 1,500 guard personnel in 22 states were called up to aid efforts to stop the spread of COVID-19 as the World Health Organization declared the coronavirus epidemic on March 11. President Donald Trump finally 2 days later to classify the virus as a national emergency. But as you can see though, right? Now they're calling out personal guard, you know. But obviously, if you notice in the media, you know, when you check out on the media on the internet, even people are saying it out there in the street that they've been seeing a lot of military trucks, you know, going to the city, you know, in New York, Chicago, all of that. Now they said that it's just it's just a routine, like a daily routine for a drill, but it's not a drill. They're preparing themselves because something's about to happen.
Let me tell you this, man.
You know?
These urban areas, they're gonna get hit the hardest, man. Wherever Jake is living, they're gonna get hit hard. And they don't even realize it.
Can I attest to that?
Go ahead, bro.
When I was driving through Mattapan, right? When these brothers first started out, The National Guard is up there. Heavy. There was a tank driving down Blue Hill Ave. What the last Tuesday?
Last week, yeah.
Last week. There was a tank driving down there. No
You
place
ain't seen
to-
no goddamn tank in Wesley and Newton.
Where they at?
You ain't seen that shit.
I do caviar. You know what I'm saying? A tank. Okay, what the fuck do you need a tank for? It's an enemy that you can't see. But you know what that is? That's for dissidents. Unrighteous, not unrighteous, but uprisings. You know what I'm saying? And these jakes that sticking their head out the window, popping with their little shots, they gonna blow a hole inside of the building.
You ain't shitting.
And they gonna tell you to get the fuck out of there right now. That's what they gonna do. Okay?
You Jake's gonna get hit the hardest because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, man, it's all about Jacob and Esau.
That's it.
You know? The Lord said he's gonna gather all these kings to reverence him. Why? For the children of Israel's sake, man. That's what it's all gonna boil down to. What we're seeing right now, it's all because of the children of Israel. All this shit. And the Lord's gonna make a speedy riddance of this place called America because it's been fucking wicked as all hell. And the children of Israel who've been over here suffering the most of all these other nations, man. Look at all these other nations who were fucking prospered when they came over here. Here you have these people on the sign who built this goddamn place, and they still don't get nothing, man. But a goddamn thank you. We appreciate your fucking hard work. And it's my pleasure. Cheers.
Where I live is a heavily Simeonite population. They also sent out these, what you call National Guard. Now the reason behind it is because they say that, you know, we've been quarantined now for almost 2 weeks. But when they go into 3, 4 weeks, over a month, these people are gonna start wilding out. They're gonna start going out in the street and they're gonna start violating it. So they already predicted that, you know, this thing is gonna be shut down for way longer. And it's the people that are gonna be driven to go outside. And then, you know, and that's when the real mayhem is gonna start happening, man. So you just wait another month or less, or about a couple few more weeks, 3 weeks or more. Yeah, 3 weeks or more, man. People are gonna start wilding out. You know, because Americans and mainly Jake, they love their way of life. You know, they love socializing, they love going outside. You know, they love everything that has to do with father. You know, now you got no sports, you got nothing. You know, all these sports and all most forms of entertainment, bars have all been shut down. What is they gonna do? What they gonna do? You know, they're gonna start going out wildly, man.
And they say in quarantine something, it should be actually 4 weeks. You know, that word forward comes from the word forward. You know? But go ahead, brother.
This is 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. It says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walking about, seeking whom he may devour.
So you Jakes, man, you Israelites out there, man, you're gonna get hit the hardest. Because you're public enemy number one, believe it or not. You're public enemy number one. And when Esau gets the green light, you see like the brothers are getting into tanks rolling through the city, you know, military troops everywhere. And they already and the animosity has already been since the womb. You know? Just the sight of niggas, these so-called crackers can't stand you, man. Just the sight of you. Now they're gonna have that power and authority to roll up on you. Because when it's military law, military law, martial law, yeah. When that comes to play, man, it ain't talking about your local 5-0 and these motherfuckers coming with the big guns, man.
Like I said, they showed you that in Miami. They had cops down there, and the whole attitude of the police. You know, he was like, "Nigga, get the fuck out of here, fucking move." And you had this one simple ass nigga asking for his badge number. Well, what the hell you asking for a badge number? You gonna report the devil to Satan?
Right.
You gonna go to his best friend? You know, the guy he went to the police academy with, and tell him that he's using some harsh words on you. But that goes to show you the simplicity of Jake. Knowledge and wisdom is not asking these devils for their badge number. It's agreeing with that adversary quickly. The niggas is on South Beach trying to party when it ain't the time to be partying. You know, and you're gonna quickly find that out. But then you realize, yo, the majority of people, they're never gonna get it. They just been really set up to just fail and to be destroyed, man.
You know when they're gonna get it? They got a fucking baton cracked over their goddamn skull and their fucking brains hanging out. Then they're gonna start realizing, oh, this shit is real. You know, but that's what it's gonna take. It's gonna take a hard-headed nigga to get cracked over the head with a hard billy club, and then he's gonna start realizing, man,
And in fact, I saw a video in India, you know, the coronavirus spread down there in India. You know, the Elamite,
Yeah.
they showed the people was like were left in leaving their quarantine area, walking in the streets, and the whole troop came in, beating the hell out of them with a stick.
That's right.
You know, and forced them to go back in their home.
Yep.
You know, and that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, if they issue countrywide, you know, market, if you will, you get caught out there in the streets, man, who gonna be able to tell you that they doing wrong? If you get caught out there, there ain't gonna be nobody out there with a video camera talking about world star. You know, you might be left for dead in the street, man. They,
Which is commanding officer.
Yeah, I was
they
about to
did
say
the
that.
same shit, I mean, on a lower level, but it's the same shit that they did in Guantanamo Bay. The same shit they did to these so-called refugees that came over from Mexico. Had them all in fucking isolation booths and all this other shit. Little kids is dying. But who was there to correct them? Nobody was there to say, oh, you killed that dude. All of a sudden, it was in the newspaper as, you know, they died over heat exhaustion or something like that. But these devils is going wield on niggas, man. Excuse my language. Go ahead.
Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe unto the world, and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh.
Right now, we of the hopeful elect, and you know, being service of the Lord, we understand that there are crucial times still up ahead, man. Still up ahead. Okay, we're not taking this coronavirus thing as, all right, we out of here. Nah, there's still gonna be much trouble ahead of us, man. And that's why we are circumspect. That's why we ain't partying and rejoicing like one would to get into the kingdom. Because you see certain men in Israel, you know, I'll just take Passovers for example. These men are rejoicing like the Lord delivered us out of the hand of Esau and dropped us in the kingdom. The way they rejoicing at their Passovers, okay? But like the scriptures say in the Maccabees, there's still a battle before us. You know, so the Lord is going to give us little nuggets, man. But we need to take these nuggets and be like, yeah, we won, yeah. No, you take these nuggets. Thank the Lord for letting him giving you the ability to see what's happening, and realize the Lord's gonna come with a lot more fierce anger, man. Go ahead.
One people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands.
And the Lord's gonna allow this devil to take out a lot of Israel, man. The Lord's gonna allow that, man. You know, here we are, the chosen people of the Lord, but there are certain men or certain people in Israel that the Lord's gonna take out, man, speedily, quickly. Go ahead.
Verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another.
Yep.
They shall not regard their kings nor princes.
Right, that time's coming where that sedition is gonna be coming up. You know, it's here. You know, in different parts of the world right now, but it's not full-fledged in America, but it will be. Okay, and invading one another. There's gonna be a lot of Jakes taken out during that time. You know why? Because you got these so-called militias out there, right? You got these devils out here who got guns, who gonna be staking out on little perches and shit. I mean, this is what they I'm telling you, they're salivating at this shit, man. They're salivating. They're gonna go up on top of these buildings. Now there was a sniper in Texas. He was on the clock tower at a college. This Edomite was up there and he was just picking pow, pow, just picking niggas off, pow, one by one, pow. You don't think these crackers are ready for that, man? They're ready, man. So there's gonna be a lot of men taken. Even when that sedition pops up, even when there's no food left in his food stores, this is gonna be the time of Jacob's trouble.
I mean, there's even video out there on YouTube, you know, videos of a bunch of Edomite training their son how to shoot. You know,
Yeah, that goes without saying.
like I saw an 8 or 9-year-old girl shooting a machine gun. You know, aiming correctly and shooting him. Meanwhile, they got Dick to Jeanette's son and daughter how to dance. You know, how to do jerk. You know, whatever song they call it nowadays, whatever the dance they call it nowadays.
The jerk, that's really sick.
You know, whatever it is.
Yeah, but you know that whole training thing with Esau.
Yeah.
I mean, that's hereditary. We're supposed to be doing the same thing with our sons.
right.
Teaching them about the law of the Lord.
right,
You know, teaching them about the ways of the Lord. That's just hereditary. So when I hear that Esau's training their kids and shit, that don't surprise me.
That's what he should be doing.
That's yeah. Train yep. Train them up, you know. So and that's the thing, man. It was on the news probably about a couple years back. Little 14-year-old kid was at the house. He was in there playing video games on a summer afternoon. And there's an intruder came in. Look, got that fucking shotgun, load that shit, and blew this dude away, man. 14 years old. He was like, yeah, I know. My dad showed me how to use the gun, and I just went and got the gun because I wasn't scared. He said, yeah, man, happy little motherfucker, man. Yep.
That's like they be sitting on the lions after they shoot them down.
And he probably went to school and they was probably like, oh, great job, Timmy. Great job. Yeah, he done murdered somebody. No.
And the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Right.
A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
Right, because to speak about the course of the action of standing in power, you're gonna have certain elected officials telling you don't do this and don't do that. Please don't go out. But the course of the action is gonna stand in the people's power because nobody's gonna listen to that shit. Who's gonna listen to it? Who's gonna sit there and say, okay, this guy's telling me don't go out and try to find food for my family, so I'm just gonna stay and starve to death. People aren't gonna listen to that shit, man. They're gonna take matters into their own hands, as they say. How sometimes you sitting around, fuck it, give me, I'm gonna do it myself. Give it in. That's the attitude a lot of people are gonna have when this insurrection starts taking place. Go ahead.
A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
Right, and that's happening right now on a small, very small level, but it's happening. Listen, you gotta start somewhere. And they're gonna slowly work it in because once again, it's predictive programming. You let these people know. You let them hear it a few times. Military, helping out. Guarding, blocking off from state to state. All these things are slowly being implemented. So when you finally see it full-fledged, you ain't gonna be surprised. You ain't gonna be like, oh, what's going on here? Because we already see it happening, man. And not to mention, the mass of the people already know this shit is going on. Why? Because of the way of the internet, man. Phone, you got people out there who read and, do a little research on certain things. They know that the time we're living in, man, is the time of the end, man. Go ahead.
Verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Yep.
A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread,
Yep.
and for a great tribulation.
Right, so you gotta ask yourself, if you're thinking evil thoughts about your neighbor, or he's thinking evil thoughts about you, you better be thinking evil thoughts about him, man. Him coming over to your place, you going over to his place. At the end of the day, somebody's going to somebody's place, man. And it might be a dead body at the end of that conversation. You see? Because the scripture said, a man shall take no pity upon his neighbor. What is that? You mean you're going to give him the ultimate, solution. As Esau says, you're going to be, sleeping in a pine box. Go ahead.
2 Ezra 16 verse 68, for behold the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered to idol. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision, and reproached, and shall be trodden under foot. For there shall be in every place in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling, destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods, and cast them out of the houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire.
Right, now hearing that, man, you listen, you gotta hope and pray to the Lord, man, for guidance, for safety. That's only gonna come through the spirit of Yahweh Shai, man. He's gonna send them angels out just like when Daniel was in the fire, man. The Lord sent them angels down. You see, this is the time we're coming in. And if you don't believe and call upon that name, Yahweh Shai, what good is it? You out here for nothing, man. You're gonna call upon Jesus Christ. So you got a lot of these guys still calling upon the name of Jesus Christ, man. And these supposed to be men in the truth, men of the Lord, supposedly. Calling upon Jesus Christ. That's a total disrespect, man. That doesn't make you any different from Esau and the rest of the world calling upon the name of Jesus Christ, man. That's horrible. There's cats going on in different corners talking about Christ. Christ is the Christ. That's horrible. That's a death sentence. I heard the brother right here say, get off this corner. The Most High in Christ is this. Whatever the hell them niggas are saying. The Most High in Christ. You gotta ask us, really? You really? Once again, the elder had said something, I think it was last week, and I said, it's not the people It's not the heads. It's those who follow these people, man. You gotta ask yourself, all this madness that's going on, when General Yohana said that he was seasoning the lamb, you gotta, what you doing, man? What you under him? You gonna be under that man? When he's talking about seasoning the lamb, when the scriptures clearly tell you, it's not, we supposed to just cook that shit and let that be, man. Let it be.
He said something else too. He said this too in that first video that he put out. He said they shutting down the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? So you know that 501c3 charter is in full effect.
Yahweh Shai said this: if this is my kingdom, my servants will fight. You don't see us fighting, man. You don't see us going after Esau, trying to bust Esau down and take over his shit.
Yeah.
Hell no, man.
Speaking of that, I looked that up in the 501c3 tax charter. And one of the rules is you cannot go against the U.S. government's agenda. In black and white. So it explained to you why Yehuda talks the way he talks.
Yeah, IUIC.
He's had that they had that tax charter for years. And if they was breaking it, he would have came in and he would have swooped in, he would have took it away.
And that's why also you always hear them talking about giving food drives and all these other things. That's in accordance with the program of Esau and how these churches ought to respond and react to the community, man. Going out and giving soups and sandwiches and all and hot dogs. They do that shit up here. That's no difference, man. Yeah, program, all kinds of bullshit, man. Where is that written in the scripture? Where did Yahweh Shai go and tell his disciples, all right, man, go out and cook up some lamb chops and and whatever else and start handing out to the people.
He said the wisdom of this world is foolishness. So what the hell are you gonna set up a GED program to dumb people down? But obviously,
What did they help people with their marriages?
Marriage council, all that bullshit. Between you and I remember Elder Apostle Ricard one day. He was out there and I was listening. He was speaking. He said, "Elder, they don't give a shit. You ain't supposed to know what goes on in the men's bedchamber. That's my business." And he was right, man. You gonna sit there and tell somebody, you shouldn't treat your wife like that, man. Treat your wife like that. You gotta give her due benevolence. Those who've been around long enough to understand what that is. They just say give it anyway. We'll worry.
I got some.
Give me this piece up here.
Yeah, going back to what you mentioned about these other people calling on Christ.
Right.
This is Judges 10 and when we start at 13, it says, yet ye have forsaken me and serve other gods, wherefore I will deliver you no more. Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen, let them deliver you in the time of trouble.
Yep. Read that again.
So, Judges 10 and 13 said, yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods, wherefore I will deliver you no more. Go and cry unto the gods which you have chosen, let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation.
Let them gods deliver you. Let these people who you worship, let these idols and stones and shit that you worship, call upon them when that time comes, man. What's that story in the Apocrypha with Bel and the Dragon? Yeah, that's a read that story, man, when you get a chance, man. It just goes to show you how all these wooden stones it ain't gonna deliver you, man.
Deliver themselves.
Right. They went in there and put the pot on the floor. Little footprints and shit all around. Like, wait a minute, who did that? The signet wasn't broken. It was coming that little trap door up in that piece. Yeah, man. It's been a while since I read that, but if I'm not mistaken, it came that little trap door. Yeah, man. But these wooden stone and these idols that you worship, and the majority of you people out here worship nothing but fucking idols any damn way, man. Whether you believe it or not. Go in these fucking concerts, you see these people fucking all in the zone and shit, and it's crazy. But that's idol worship, man. Kobe Bryant, he was an idol. Everybody worshipped him. You see the masses of people, they just wouldn't let that dude's body rest in peace, man. They wouldn't let that dude's body rest in peace. They're still bringing up Pick the motherfucker up and stuff him. Let them sit on the mantle somewhere, you know? I mean, I guess, I'm telling you, they'd be happy. The fucking people would be happy if you walk into the NBA Hall of Fame over in Springfield, Mass.
You got a
see fucking
mummified Kobe?
You know? I'm telling you, they'd be all over that moment. You know, like for the Kobe.
Fucking skin falling off.
Man, but that's the American way. That, people wouldn't see anything wrong with that. As a matter of fact, that's what some of these tribes do. I know Ephraim does it. Down in Puerto Rico, they had this dude. The dude was dead as a fucking doornail. They had him sitting there with a domino chip in his head. And shit. Just Jake did it too, man. His black family did it too.
Get on a motorcycle.
This young dude got killed. I think he had a Boston Celtics shirt on.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
PlayStation controllers. But this is what we go through, man. This is what's here, man. Yeah, that's crazy. Go ahead, brother.
Revelation chapter 2 verse 10. And it reads, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. And you shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and thou give thee a crown of life.
And a lot of people are afraid. A lot of men are afraid to even get this far in the work in this truth, man, because they know that time is coming where these devils gonna come down, and they're gonna start grabbing up some of the hopeful elect, man. We might be tried 10 days. We might be in positions, and that's when we have faith in Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai, that He delivers us from those positions, man. These things are happening, you know. You can't be weary, man. You can't get weary. Give me Revelation 3 and 10. Give me Revelation 3 and 10. Can't be weary, man.
Revelation 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation.
Right, you keeping the word, you keeping the word, the patience of the word of the Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai. He's gonna keep you from the hour of temptation. You're not getting weary, not second guessing yourself, not doubting the word, you know, because you're gonna be put in a position where the Lord may put you through some shit right off the rip, man, and not really deliver you in a quick, speedy manner. You may have to go through some shit, but then you, once again, you keep the patience of the Lord's word, man. Like, you know what? The Lord's gonna come get me. He's gonna deliver me. I know the Lord's gonna come and, you know, save me out of this thing. You know? A lot of people are like, oh, he ain't coming, he ain't come yet. All right, I might as well just turn myself over to Esau. All right, Esau, what you want me to do? You know? The Lord's gonna try us, man. He's gonna try us in every way possible. You know? That's why it says, be faithful unto death, man. Even if that very hour comes in, but Esau has been fucking with you, and you being steadfast in his word and having the spirit on you, and all of a sudden it's like, you know what, just put the motherfucker to death. Are you gonna now, whoa, hold up, Esau, no, wait. No, be faithful unto death, man. If they say put him up on the guillotine, off with your head, and that's what's gonna be, man. There's no need to stand crying, fighting and struggling. If they're gonna take you, they're gonna take you, man. If you an Israelite. You the Lord's chosen people. They don't like you, and they don't care about you, and you're just a number on the line of people who are slated to be destroyed, man. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastic, just from the book of Sirach, chapter 4, verse 28. Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee.
Right, strive to the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. This is what we pray for, man. That the Lord's gonna fight for us. Why is He gonna fight for us? Because first and foremost, Esau's too goddamn strong, man. I mean, you could probably bust him up with a couple, combination or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's gonna get heavier than that. You know, these devils got some heavy artillery that is really gonna bash and disintegrate motherfuckers, man.
It's that drone.
Everything. You got drones with guns on them. You got,
Robots.
certain type of food with all kinds of cyanide. It's all kinds of shit this devil got. He got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve. So, so strive for the truth unto death, man. Don't ever give up, man. Don't get weary. Don't become stagnant. Don't become idle. You may see some shit. You may see motherfuckers get killed right in front of you. People that you love. Brothers in the truth, man. Lord forbid it don't happen. May the Lord protect all of us. But the scripture's gotta be fulfilled, man. There's gonna be martyrs. there's going to be martyrs, man. We don't know who, you know, but this is gonna happen. You know, and if that does happen, you know what? You keep it moving, man. You look at that brother, be like, yo, man, the Lord take that brother's spirit back home. He in the spirit realm. You keep it moving. And a lot of people don't realize this, man. They think, you know, we had a cat in the camp a while back, man. Because one of his boys died or whatever, and he fell out. Because he fell out because he couldn't grasp his head around the fact that his boy died that he ran in the streets with. The Lord took him out, man. The Lord may have killed that nigga just to test that man's faith. You know? But the scary thing is this though. This is the scary thing. All these men who have fallen out, who had a zeal, okay? What are they thinking now, man? What's going through their mind now? They put their hand to the plow, they was doing the work on the highways and byways, calling upon the name, eating the lamb, drinking the wine, the whole shebang, man. Now where they at? They fall out. Where you at? What you go? How's that? My thing is, what is your thought process? Scripture says it's a scary thing to fall into the hands of living power, man. Because that's the ultimate place you're gonna fall into, the hand of the Lord. Okay? So I don't want to be nowhere near any guy that falling out the truth, man. Stay clear, them dudes. The Lord might strike him and get you in the midst of it. Go ahead, brother.
I got Isaiah 30:1. It says, woe to the rebellious children, said the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me. And the cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. That walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves.
And that's most of our people. This is why they're so hell bent on America being righteous, because that's the only person or people that they know to go to. They don't know how to ask at the hand of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. So if people trust in America so much because that's all they know. And who else are they supposed to go to? That's their sentiment. You know, so they go to Esau for guidance and hey, well, a family member of mine, she's adamant, just stay home, don't come outside. Like she anything that's coming on the news, she's bought into lock, stock, and barrel. I'm like, damn, you're supposed to be a Christian. Where's your faith? That's right. You know, it don't matter. How much soap you put on your hands. If the Heavenly Father wants you to get the coronavirus, you're gonna get it, man. No matter how many masks you wear, right? So to go to Esau for guidance to understand how to move, you're going to the wrong person, man. The scriptures say in Proverbs 2:7 that the Lord is our buckler. He's our protector. The righteous runneth into him and is safe. This is like we was out here last week and a lady and her husband drove by and they had the megaphone with them, saying that we're supposed to be 6 feet apart. And we don't even think about it. It's not even, we don't even take thought about, one of us might have be a carrier of the coronavirus. We don't even take thought of it.
We don't subscribe to that shit.
We come out and we do the work, man, because we believe that, for one, faith is not something that Jake think of faith as God is going to do something good for me. The Lord might do something bad for you. He might end you here. But you have your faith falls in knowing that the Lord is going to do what He said He's going to do. So that's why we can do this thing so confident in knowing that all of this stuff is going on. Right. We don't go to the Esau. We go to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua for our guidance and how to move. Right. We deal in the spirit. That's what prayer is for. That's how we figure out whether or not we should go to camp, or the spirit is going to let us know. The spirit is going to guide us into what move to make next. You're thinking about, oh damn, should we go to camp this week? Let's go. And if it so happens that somebody kick you off the street, well, don't go. Deal with the spirit, man. How the spirit is moving throughout the world. We don't go to Esau for guidance. You depend on Esau, you find yourself in a rut somewhere.
If I may add real quick, like that's what happened in the time of Jeremiah and his era. when the Israelite was at war, there was in a dire strait, and Jeremiah was saying the king of Jerusalem at that time, I forgot his name, was it Hezekiah? I don't remember his name. He was saying that, listen, if you just pray to the Lord, repent, and come back, you know, I will stop your enemy. You know, I will save you, you know, from your troubles. But the king didn't listen. Instead, he went down to go to Egypt and ask Egypt for help. You know, he sent messengers to fight. Yeah, he went to go after Egypt for help against the Babylonians that was coming to surround them. And here he is waiting, fighting, thinking that the Egypt was going to come. The Egypt never show up. Likewise, the same thing's going to happen here in America. Meanwhile, they're going to come out in the news saying that, listen, there's a FEMA camp right here. You know, for all of you who's seeking help, seeking refugee, you need anything,
That's a great point.
come to the FEMA camp. We will help you out. And then Jake, of course, putting their trust on Esau the devil, they're going to walk right into that FEMA camp. And the moment they walk in that gate, they're going to close that gate and no one's able to come out. And then they're doomed in there. You know?
What's that scripture in the Apocrypha there that says, for as iron rusteth, so does his wickedness?
Ecclesiastes 12 and 10.
Yeah, let me hold that.
Hold it, brother. Ecclesiastes 12 verse 10. Never trust thy enemy, but
Right.
like as iron rusteth,
Right.
so is his wickedness.
Right, so I bring that up to say, you know, we receive information on the news, and I was telling my family this at the house, you know, my mother specifically. I was telling her, you know, you watching this news, and she was watching the news, she was laying on the bed, and I came in the room to say something to her, she, you know, jumped out of her shoes, and I said, what are you scared for? Ain't nobody in the house. And she said, man, I'm just sitting here watching this news, man. She said, I don't know what to do. I said, turn the TV off. Turn the TV off. I said, you sit here and you watching this news. I said, why don't you, you know, vet through the information that you're being given, right? Don't just take everything you see on TV as lock, stock, and barrel. This is what it is. You know, you gotta search through things, and that's why I brought that scripture out, is because that's what Jake does. They hear something about the American government and what they should do, and then they realize, oh shit, man, this wasn't the place to be. Like when we had this, when we had the Katrina thing happen, right? You had Jake on the news talking about where FEMA at. That should have taught you right there that America doesn't have your best interest at heart. But people are still gonna go to America for answers, man.
Real quick, so you know, as your family members who don't know much of anything, they're saying they're gonna believe everything they hear on TV. So I guess on TV they're saying if you go to the restaurants to get takeout food, when you get home, take your food out that container and decontaminate.
You gotta quarantine your food.
Right. I went and got me a little something yesterday.
You got what?
Went and got me a little something yesterday.
got some little
I
boy?
come in the crib, sit down on the table, and all of a sudden she come in, froze up, looking at me like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You gotta take that food out of there and put it in your own container because you don't know what's in. And I kind of chuckled. Not to mention all the food that we done picked up at Walmart, sitting in the damn cupboards.
Right.
None of that shit was decontaminated. Or whatever, you know, but this is the mindset that people have. All you gotta say is one thing, man, and it's gonna just take off. People, oh shit! I'm saying to myself, you really want me to unload this food from this little container into a whole new container? And then, you know, I'm peculiar with my shit, man. My shit gotta be set a certain way. I'm not going through all that, man. But you gotta ask yourself, if you're gonna just decontaminate that, what are all the other shit you bring in the house? You know, you came in from Walmart, all the bags and folding the bags. All right, put this up here, put that down there. But nobody was with a rag and dusting shit off. But once again, it's that mind control, man. You still got mind control over you people, man.
On the same account, on the news, they're saying that if you supposedly you drink enough water, the virus goes down into your stomach acid and dissolves. You know what I'm saying? And be gone. It's like they say one thing, that counteracts the other. It's just You know, it's just that right there. It tells you not to believe. Scriptures say, a double-minded man is just unstable. You can't trust Esau, man. Anything that he says, he's saying one thing with one hand and then something else.
I need some mixed messages.
I understand what the Lord said when he said, when I come back, when I come back, will I find faith? Like the elder said, calm, cool, last thing in our mind is that's the last thing on our mind. And the elder also said, if you do catch it, the Lord may give it to you just to show your faith, man. And to show other brothers faith.
Job.
He's the one who heals. So last thing on our mind is the goddamn coronavirus. Because at the end of the day, it's just a plague from the Heavenly Father. And the Heavenly Father set his plagues up for men. These plagues got names on them, basically. You know, his books got names on them.
Yeah, I got some. This is Job chapter 2, verse 9. I'll start at. Then said his wife unto him, Dost thou still retain thine integrity? Curse the Most High and die. And he said unto her, Thou speakest as one of the foolish women speak. What shall we receive? Good at the hand of the Most High? And shall we not receive evil? In all this did not Job sin with his lips.
You see how like we're at the end, you kind of want to give diligence to make your calling and election sure you walking on eggshells. You want to make sure you please the Heavenly Father, you fear the Heavenly Father. You figure that women will be seeing what's happening and be more diligent towards their husbands, man. Just like we're being more diligent towards Yahweh Shai, but these women are just faithless, man. Faithless.
If I have a testimony, there was one time I was really, really sick to the point where I feel like I think it might be the end of me. I never brought it to you brethren, but I was so sick that my mom was worried. She said, listen, I have to take you to the hospital. You have to go to the hospital. I said, listen, I'm gonna have the Lord do what He will, you know, and just have everything on faith. You know, all I did, I made some tea, ginger, play on it, and believe me, my stomach was hurting from the inside. You know, and I was going through so much pain, but I prayed and I said, Lord, I hope you have mercy on me, you know, and I have faith. You know, if it is your will, it's your will, but I hope that you will heal me. And guess what? The very next day, I was healed. You know, all the pain just went away. You know, just to show you the miracle and the faith you have in your house, John. When you believe and you have faith on the Lord, it will happen. You know, my mom, she was worried sick. She literally wanted to call the ambulance, you know, to bring me to the hospital. But I chose not to go. You know?
Quick precept to back you up. 2 Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land.
You know how many people are going to die in Israel who profess themselves to be men of the Lord that don't call upon that name, Yahweh Yahweh Shai? You know how many men are going to really die for that shit, man? You know? How can you ask the Lord for healing and help if you say you don't know His name? You say you don't know the Lord's name, but you want the Lord to do something for you. What kind of shit is that, man? Good.
Psalms 91 verse 1, He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say unto the Lord, Yahweh Shai is my refuge, and my fortress, my power, in Him I trust.
Right, and more and more, man, as we come down that pipe, more and more you start praying in that name, man. More and more. Just saying it, you know? Just saying the name. Meditating on that name, and what those names mean, and how glorious it's going to be when Yahweh Shai does deliver us through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You know, it's going to be a glorious deliverance, man. You know, and even, and not even speaking of the chariots, but just what the Lord's doing for us now. What He's doing for us now, man. The help and the security He's giving to us right now. By coming out here, we're doing the work, staying steadfast, staying faithful, staying true, you know, and the love that we have for the brotherhood, man, is also essential. The love you have for the brothers, man, is essential. You know? Go ahead.
It says, surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler.
Right.
Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that fly by day, nor for the destruction that walk in darkness, nor for the pestilence that walk in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasted at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall come not nigh thee.
So it shall come not nigh thee. That's right. Okay. So the Lord's gonna protect his own, man. He's gonna protect the elect. Okay? And those men who are the hope for the elect, and their families and their loved ones or whatever, will also, may the Lord also protect them, man. Because you gotta figure that multitude that's gonna be watching us, watching the elect getting them crowns, man. Who are they? They're gonna be part of your families, part of those families that believe, those people that believe on the words that you spoke unto them. Okay? This is a very powerful time that we're in, man. And that's why a lot of you scoffers and scorners out there, and just motherfuckers just asking nonsense questions, man. They may not even be a scoffer and scorner, but they've been around for so long. Now they want to start asking all kinds of ridiculous questions, man. To heck with you people. You didn't want to ask questions when shit was all gravy, right? We were coming out here in springtime of 07, 08, 09, 2010, 2011, 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You didn't want to ask questions then, right? Now everybody wants to ask questions. Now everybody wants to know what's going on. We've been telling you and telling you, you know? And you know what Esau did? Esau went ahead and deleted a lot of channels, man. And Esau deleted a lot of videos, so you don't even have that much to go back to review. You know, certain brothers, certain pages has over 10,000 videos on them, man. Camp speaking videos, street speaking videos. You know, so you know how much information Esau deleted. And this is why the 5 wise and the 5 were foolish. Okay, those foolish ones didn't want to take the time to go and learn that word, man. Go and digest that word. But they said we'll wait till shit gets hot and heavy. We'll just go ask those guys. We'll just ask those guys. There's got a lot of people coming up. If you come up and ask us, we're gonna tell you. But that don't mean you're gonna benefit from it. You may not benefit from it, man. You know? Like the scripture says, it had been better that they had not known the way and the word of the Lord, man. Alright? That song?
Yeah, Sirach chapter 5 verse 7, and it reads, make no tarrying to study the Lord.
That's right.
Put up not from day to day,
Right.
for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth,
Right.
and that security that shall
Right.
destroy.
Now they're gonna be men who probably didn't hear the word right at the rip. You know, they may be generally saying like, yo, this is real new to me. But for those guys who've always heard the word and never took heed to the word, who were just tarrying, sitting around. You're right. There's gonna be men coming in the last hour. You know, the elder had ran into a cat that we've known for many years, and you know, it's strange, man, because when we saw the dude, he had came up to the elder and I, we was talking, you know, kind of, you know, keeping the eyeball on him. Oh yeah, you call us by our government names. I'm saying to myself, I don't never remember telling this dude my government name, but he said it to the two of us, right? So then I'm sitting there listening. He's talking about, you know, whatever he was talking about. But the elder ran into him last week.
No. I went. That was you talking about Ravar?
Nah, I'm talking about. I thought it was
Nah, the one who asked us our name. That was
flashlights.
Yeah, that was the other cat.
Okay.
Dark
Yeah,
skin
yeah,
cat.
yeah. Right. So anyway, this cat I'm speaking about, he told the elder. Go ahead, brother. Tell the story, because you know you was there.
You know, I was going to print the tester and ran into him, and he was saying how I mean we see this dude all the time, and since he's left from being around us, you know, we don't say much. You know, we had a little bit of a falling out over a book at one time, but you know, we stopped this time. You know, we spoke for a minute. And he was like, you know, the brothers ain't really prepared for what's about to happen. They got to get flashlights and some other stuff that he was talking about. I really wasn't listening to him, but you know, Jake is worried, man, and it's a shame. It's a shame that, you know, we are as not, well, let me not say we, but it's a shame that they're as worried as they are, man. You know, just have a little bit of faith, man.
Right. Well, I said all that to say this. This very same individual was in a camp down in Florida. He's in a camp down in Florida. He came up here. You know, he was in touch with one of the brothers in the camp. You know, and it kind of came to my ears, and I seen the video of him down in Florida. So I figured, you know what, he's on the Great Millstone at the time. All right, yeah, the brother come up, he come, you know, break bread, you know. But now he's reverting back to, you know, getting flashlights. Where you getting flashlights for, man? In the sense that, all right, if you do get a flashlight, that's fine. But if you're doing this thing in sincerity and you're out here doing the work, you're not, you know, straight going straight. Because this cat went straight on some old new shit, okay? And now he's saying, you know, we gotta go out and get this and get that. And now he told the elder also, you know, I don't know if he said it, but he wants to know where we be at so we can all get together and break bread or some shit. What? Yeah, basically. I mean, yo, listen, man. It's too late, man. It's too late. You check the dude, because he had said some nonsense that he said, oh, I didn't know if y'all was down with comfy or whatever. Anyway. But dudes are bugging out, man. Dudes are starting to bug out. Shit is starting to happen. Things are happening. And don't be surprised when you get cats that come out of the woodwork that you ain't seen in years, man. All of a sudden come back. Yeah, I never left. I've been doing my thing. We'll see. Go ahead, brother.
Ecclesiastes 12 verse 1. Remember now the Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not.
Right, now, hold up real quick. Now that these evil days are coming, everybody wants to show their ass. Everybody wants to come out of the woodwork. Now that the evil days are coming. The Lord says seek him before the evil days come, man. You gotta ask yourself, you start seeing cats popping up and saying, oh, I've been in the truth and I've been doing this and I've been doing that. Where are your works? Where you been at? Where your shows at? Where your videos at? You know? You don't just think you're gonna come up and pull the wool over brothers' eyes that been doing the work. That's the crazy thing about it. You people gotta understand. You ain't gonna just come up here and pull the wool over the servant's eyes, man. You know, I can say this. We've been seasoned enough. I'm not saying we've been seasoned, you know, with many years of experience, but the Lord has seasoned us enough to identify shit, man. We can identify shit. We ain't gonna be, you know, hoodwinked, if you will. Cats coming up talking, yeah, you know, there's a lot of guys coming up saying this and saying that, but you know what? We definitely talk again.
Ecclesiastes 12 verse 1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth,
Right.
while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
Mm-hmm.
While continue.
Good.
While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few.
Here we go. Here we go. Okay, this is the street we're on right now. When the grinding is ceasing because there are few. The keepers of the house are trembling. Aren't these, like I told you, I know that cat that works for the government out in New York. He said they're shook up out there, man. These people are generally shook up. Because the least didn't pass no memo out to these devils. Talking about, yeah, you know, here's the memo, you know, you guys be ready, but don't worry about it, but you know, these devils are shook up, man.
When you look at that,
Who's that? Is he like Trump? Trump is all discombobulated and confused about what's going on. He's speaking something else, was opposite of what the doctors and the scientists and what everybody else is saying.
Yep.
And that reminds me of they came out again.
Yeah, brother.
That guy Jerry King Lawler and Jim Ross. If you brothers grew up watching WWF, you guys know exactly who that is. And I was watching an interview with him, and he said he didn't want to know who won the matches because he wanted to be just as surprised as everybody else. He felt like if he knew who will win these main matches, it would kill the surprise, the element of surprise. If I know Jerry, them guys, they would animate like live, and they were all excited,
Screaming on the mic and everything.
But it's the same concept of these government officials, you know.
Great
The
point.
elites are not gonna let them know because they're just as dumbfounded as the rest of the people, you know. But they have they're not gonna let these people know because that acting job that they're doing is genuine because they're just completely lost. They're out of the loop.
When you look at that Mayor Cuomo, Mayor Cuomo, man, that dude did a tornado. He don't even know what the fuck is going on.
Yep.
He went from having people quarantined for 2 months and said, fuck it, 9 months. 9 months, that's how long. And then he canceled school for the whole year. He said next year the kids are going to go back to school.
Right, and in the federal government, that's the local, but on the federal government, you got Trump talking. He said a date by
14.
Easter. He said
Yeah,
he said
14 to Easter.
Americans want to they go to church for Easter Sunday.
Yeah.
We got 2 guys over there playing tennis.
They probably saying the same thing about us.
Right, I know. It's like,
It's crazy. That's the spirit,
Perspective.
man. We're
That's
just we're
perspective,
two totally different people, man.
Yeah.
We're two totally different people. Man, and people should be separated from our powers. See, two totally different people, man.
Jake is cold, bundle up, thermals, eat it fast, Esau.
So I come out tank top, shirt, start jogging and shit, running, wiping the fucking rain from off his brow. What's wrong with these guys, man?
He only got the jacket on because he's trying to save face. He don't want to look too crazy. So he put the jacket on so he look normal.
Tennis,
Yeah.
walking the dog and moving from the rain.
Oh, it's beautiful out
Yeah,
there.
but that's the truth, man. So these so-called low-level officials, they don't know no better. They don't know nothing, man. So therefore, when you watch the news and you see the genuine, I don't want to say panic, but you see the genuine, scare in their eyes, that makes people also get shook up. Here it is, the governor of your state, he's humming and hawing and bumbling, people are like, oh shit, he's the top guy in the state. He's fucking shook up, and that must be. Go ahead, brother.
Yesterday I watched the video. Mayor Cuomo got handheld ventilators. Talking about, hey, if we get handheld ventilators, who gonna stand there all night and all day?
They go crazy. Now they finally got authority. They got authority to use one ventilator for two people and all this other shit. So it really shook up, man. And Jake shook up, and Jake fall right behind him too, man. Jake fall right behind him. But once again, this is that Babylonian juice that they're drinking, man. The scripture said what? If it were possible, it would deceive the very elect, man. We know what's going on. Go ahead.
You said it. It's like, this is who Jake put their trust in, man. Jake is putting their trust in a broken government. Government that can't even get itself together, right? And Jake is just looking toward the government, It's sad, man. It's sad. Egypt is burning. Rome is plagued. The bridges is burning down. And the best thing Jake can do is try to figure out ways to keep this place going, Look to the people who's being punished, man. Just embrace the fact that our power is punishing our enemies, man, for over 400 years of brutal torment, man. Just embrace it, and pray that those plagues pass you by, man. Jake is scrounging and scraping and he's finished, man. He don't have an answer for his own problem. The scripture said the light of his tabernacle shall be darkened. That's right. I mean, if this is not a clear case of that, then what is? Like the brother said, if this was everything that's going on is not a clear case of he's just losing it, then what is, man? But you realize
When you see Esau in the goddamn Congress crying on the goddamn podium talking about God forgive us. America's out of here. This guy, I wish I should have figured out the name of the congressman, but if you get to Congress, somebody from Congress crying on the damn podium talking, Lord, Father, forgive us. That's fucking America's gonna be destroyed, man. That's it. That's the thing, man. Go ahead, bro. You have something you want to say?
I was gonna say that those people that stocked up on the supermarket when they stocked up on they bought all the meat out of the supermarket and they started getting death threats from people in Canada. So like they were stocking up on food and death threats.
Yeah. But that's an interesting theory, right? Because food spoils, right? Or and food rots. You're gonna grab a couple of things. That's just human nature. You're gonna grab something. But you might go down in the basement and it's all gone. Like just not from somebody stealing it, from the Lord just zapping it out of there. You might go down to your basement, you know, wherever you got,
Where get some mold on that
yeah,
shit.
or wherever you go, and that shit might be gone, man. People think they, you know, that you got a freezer. They ain't gonna do shit for you, man. You know.
But
Go
you
ahead.
know, a prime example, it was Israel when they came out of Egypt. You know, when Israel came out of Egypt, the Lord provided. He said that just eat enough just for today. Don't save the food that it will spoil.
Yeah,
Jake
yeah.
went out there and saved all the goddamn food.
yeah.
And maggots,
Yeah.
you know,
That's
cover
a
it
great
up.
point.
You know, and it's the sin that they're doing. They're over there buying a whole bunch of food.
Yeah.
It's gonna spoil in 2 or 3 or 4 days.
Yeah,
Spend all that money.
Jake done scanned the hell out of that EBT. Jake done scanned the hell out of that motherfucker, man. But I mean, look, man, trust in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah. Ultimately, you're gonna get some things, but trust in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah, man. You know that He's gonna do what He said He's gonna do. You know?
This is Luke 21 and 25. It says, "And there shall be signs in the suns, and in the moon, and in the stars, and on the earth, distress of nations, perplexity, the seas and the waves roaring."
Right, huge complexities. People are perplexed, man. People don't know what the hell's going on. They don't know what is down, right is left, left is right. They don't know shit, man. You know? And that whole thing about, you know, that whole go and grab food, people, like you said, man, wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. We hear the hope for the elect, man. We went out and bought some water, bought a couple cans, because you just never know. I mean, at the same time, we're wise. The Lord has given us a spirit of wisdom, right? The Lord gave us a spirit of wisdom, so we're gonna be wise to go out and get a couple things, and I'll sit there and be sick. Oh, we Israelites, we ain't buying a damn thing. You know,
Baby in the background.
Right. 2 days later, when else is shut down, you're like, you know, right? So, being wise, the Lord gave us the spirit of understanding. Listen, go on and get a couple things, no doubt about it. But that time is gonna come, man, where you see what happened, like Esau told everybody, go, 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 go. Everybody went. It's gonna be another round, another play. Yeah. But the next play, motherfuckers like, that bullshit. They gonna get caught out there. That might be the start of the real deal.
Great point.
You see, they might get caught out there. So it'll behoove you, you know, to listen to the prophets and understand the signs that the Lord has given us to tell you people, man. That's right. We're telling you all these signs and things that are taking place that have been written aforetime to give you a fighting chance, man. We ain't saying we're gonna try this. We can save you. We can't even save ourselves. But being servants of the Lord, we give you admonish, we warn you, and we tell you these things because we were given the ability to be, we were given the ability to understand them and to deliver them, man. Go ahead.
I got something real quick. This is pursuant to what this brother was saying about restoring the food. It's Jonah 4 and 7. It says, "But God prepared a worm when the morning rose the next day, and it smoked the gourd that it withered." You see? So you can run into them storehouses and say, "Yo, I'm gonna get 2 pounds of bread, and I'm gonna get 2 pounds of meat, and I'm gonna make me a sandwich later, and I'm gonna store it up, put it in the freezer." But the lights might go out, and your freezer might go down. And guess what's gonna happen to all that meat?
Or them little trooper ants come in there.
That's
man.
it.
They just fucking right to that damn business, man. All they need is a little hole, man. They'll fucking get in there.
They'll take
I remember I
everything.
had some ants in my house a while back, my old apartment, man. I don't know why, man. These motherfuckers, it was strategic and it was right on point, man. And so I took care of these. I took care of that first wave, got them out of there, and I came back. Right? I said, let me watch these motherfuckers, man. What the fuck is
Where they
going on?
coming from?
Yo, this motherfucker one is a scout ant. I call it a scout ant. What he'll do, come out that little
That's
hole.
real shit.
Yeah, come out that little hole in the wall, right?
Come out, look around a little bit.
Nope, he comes out, he'll walk, he'll circle, do a circle, walk a little more, do another circle, walk a little more, do another circle, all the way up to where the food is, and then he'll fucking come back with the food on him, and these other ants that come out, they follow that same fucking trail.
Chemical trail.
Brand new ant. The ant had a piece of shit in his mouth and his little claws and shit. He took that down on the hole. These other ants came out, followed the fucking same trail, man. You know, the Lord said, take the ant, you know, and look at her ways, man. Ants are smart as hell.
Yeah, I did a show on that a little while ago. They put little chips on the ants, and they saw it. That's what they do. They destroyed one of the ants' houses to see what they would do, and they go out, and they look for another place, and they spray some kind of chemical, man. And then the other ants, they know to go back to that exact spot. That's amazing, man. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's all the power of the Lord, man.
Yeah,
Just think about how the Lord just operates, man. Every little thing to the smallest damn insect. How the Lord put understanding in those insects to do what they do, man. The Lord is marvelous, man. In all His works, marvelous. Well, go ahead, brother. Where you at? Yeah, bust it out.
Jeremiah 28:8, the prophet that had been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against the countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Right, so we ain't doing nothing new, man. What we're doing right here is nothing new. As the scripture said, there's no new thing under the sun. We prophesied the same thing we prophesied back in the ancient time. We're here now, you know? Though we don't have a clear remembrance of it, but we know the Lord put the Spirit in us to understand that we were at the ancient times, and He said in the regeneration, here we go again. The scripture said the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. So that only means one thing. We was what? We was back in the ancient time. You know? Doing the work of Yahweh Shai. You know? So think about it, man. You brothers who listening, you brothers out there right there listening too. And coming into the fold and being a part of the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. And it is, man. It's a mystery to a lot of people. You know, you got these devils who've been going to theology school and assemblies and all this other shit, and they still can't break down Revelation 1:1 or Genesis 1:1. They can't even figure that shit out, man. They really can't. You know, they'll read it, oh God, and they read that, they don't understand what's going on. I remember when I had apostles years ago, this chick who came out. Yep, she was going to theology school, and Elder Apostle Tahal was asking her questions.
18,000 a semester.
How much you pay? She said 18,000. He said, you wasted all that money. You could have came here and got it for free.
We had
Yeah, last summer we had the kids.
remember that book?
Oh yeah. It got too hot for him though. Yeah. They was like, come on guys.
They cut the field trip early.
Yeah, they got too hot. So I'm sure there was some there that wanted to hear more, because the scripture said you can't gainsay nor resist, man. Once you start hearing where the spirit starts rolling, you can't resist it, man. That's why when we're out there, right? We be out there for 4 or 5 hours sometimes, 3-4 hours. You know, and the next thing you know, you got people that are just passing by. Next thing you know, they're standing out there for 3 or 4 hours. Why?
Yeah.
Because the spirit grabs them and they can't resist. They need to keep hearing, keep listening. And before they know it, they're like, oh shit. And, you know, it's weird. I always think of it like when you enter into that circle where the Lord is servants are.
Yeah, it's like you're in a dreamland.
Yeah, you went to a whole different dimension, right?
Yeah.
You come in and you sitting there and you listening and shit, you're like, wow. And then when you step back, you're like, damn, I've been out here for 2 hours.
See, it used to happen to you when you watch your videos.
Yep.
When you first came in.
Yep.
You watch videos for hours and hours and hours, then you finally hit that. What time was it? God damn! Fuck, 5 morning sun coming up. Yeah, man, it's just crazy.
Yeah, you went to a whole different dimension. It's a spiritual dimension you enter into, and it grabs you.
That's right.
And it grabs you, man. You be watching and listening and listening. And next thing you know, you're like, oh shit.
And there's thousands upon thousands of hours of content, man. Back then, it was just one channel that we can go to and rely on. But now there's thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of content on the internet regarding Israel, man, regarding the truth. So you could stay up for a week straight, no sleep, and still have thousands of things to look at, man. You know, it's a beautiful thing. The Lord said that in this time that He would push the word really hard, man. And it's happened. It's happened. The scriptures say, what is that? Matthew 24, when this word shall begin to be preached in 13. Somebody get that for me? You know, it's happening, man. It's happening.
Matthew 24, verse 14.
Yep.
And it reads, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
Right, and then shall the end come, man. So it had to be preached at this level, and in this abundance. You had to have this amount of truth go out. I mean, you got there's a camp in Hawaii, right? There's a camp in Venezuela. There's Australia.
You got one in Ireland. I didn't even know that.
Come on, man. Germany. Yeah, we can name all the countries and cities and states that the word is in, man.
And the beautiful thing about it was, the beautiful thing about this whole thing,
amazing, man.
This shows you that this thing is of the spirit of the how about because you got other groups taking airplanes, taking flights all around the world to make to proselyte people. You got men going out there and spending all kinds of big money.
Really, they going on vacation. That's what it is.
Yeah, man, and they passing out T-shirts.
Yeah.
IUIC
You've never
T-shirts.
seen our head apostles
Go
go
nowhere.
across seas.
Yeah.
You know, and shit. To know it's more of a spiritual thing. They don't even know that these brothers are starting camps out there.
Right.
They pop up on you know, we're gonna give double honors to head apostles, the great millstones, so on and so forth.
Right.
That's spiritual, man. That's all spiritual. So you mean to tell me that the Lord is not dealing with the head apostles, the great millstone, and the men under them? Out of all these other camps, you got men seasoned meat. You got men bullguarding corners. You got guys saying you don't know the name. You got guys worshiping angels. You got all kinds. You got guys pushing vaccine. They're the worst of the worst, man. I thought IUIC was bad, but ISUPK, they're the worst of the worst, man. They're pushing the vaccine.
Well, they were kind of
they're seasoning their lamb. They're trying to strong arm corners that Esau owns. You know, I mean, taking the offer.
Yeah, they were second fiddle, right? Because really when it came to camps, it was GMS and IUIC, and IUCPK was kind of like lingering around in the background. So they had to do something to stay relevant. Yeah, they just saying random bullshit. Just saying random shit to keep themselves relevant.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Relevant.
Yeah, man. English sucks anyway. How about that? they say random things to keep themselves relevant.
They're the worst of the worst.
And again, like the elder said, they're the worst of the worst, man. You know, John the Baptist, and then take a vaccine.
And then they say that it's a good pop woman in the anal.
Yeah,
What?
Was it the one I said that?
What's that?
in the back door.
Yeah, I was trying not to mention that one. I was trying not to mention that.
That's profane, man. That's profane.
There's a divide in that. There's a divide in that camp, whether they want to admit it or not. Because there's some men who I see won't subscribe to some of that shit, man. That's right. You know.
That's a good point.
But at the same time, if they ain't speaking up on it, you know,
With
if
it.
they ain't speaking up on it, then that means you all together with it, man.
Yep.
You know. Go ahead, brother.
This is 1 John 4:1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirit whether they are of the Most High, because many false prophets are gone out into the world.
Yep. That's right. You're gonna try the spirit. And these men, you don't have to try these guys. Their own speech berate them. Their own speech make them condemn them. You know, by the things that they're saying.
Right.
Yeah, in the last days, man, we giving you from the spirit of the Lord, from the head apostle on down. We're giving you current events. We're trying to keep you appraised to what's happening, what's going down, telling you how it's linking up with scriptures and the whole bit, man. We putting our lives out there every week to bring this to the children of Israel, to the hopeful elect. And this is what we do. This is our job. The Lord said, give them warning from me. But the rest of these guys, man, and the only reason why these guys are saying things now, because now they're starting to realize the things that Great Millstone have been talking about for many years. They've seen it happen. Now they, Nate, in one of his last videos, the conspiracies, you can look into it and all this other stuff. But before, you was just a conspiracy theory nut, But now you actually talking about the coming down of Esau and the martial law.
You ain't got no choice.
Right. Now he's talking about it.
What else you gonna talk about this time?
But my thing is, how you being a student going to now take him serious?
Right.
How you being a student gonna now believe on him?
Right.
At least the head apostles with us, everything they said from start to finish has been solid.
Yeah.
Has been solid. Now you got Nate talking about, you can do this and you can do that. You got Johanna talking about he gonna season this and season that. Don't believe that John. How you gonna trust in these men, man? To lead you to the charge. Go ahead, brother.
This is Ecclesiasticus 29. It says, they that were of understanding and saying became also wise themselves and poured forth exquisite parables. Okay? So, like the brother was saying, everything that the elder apostles said on to us, we can research it, we can find it out. You know what I'm saying? And it's solid. It's rock solid, man. There's no other way around it. This is it. So that's what makes them wise in what they were saying, but also it makes them the men that brought out with the parables. You get what I'm saying? Because you can link it up. You know what I'm saying? Filter it through the scriptures. There's no other way around it. When you look at Nate, he said it's June, ain't no microchip. Now look what's happening. You know what I'm saying? So damn trip. Yeah, man. It's really happening. So now you got the chief priest. Now he's a clown, man. Okay? And nobody in that congregation should be sitting there any longer unless they want to lose their life, man.
You got people still in there, man. And you can, hey, yo, you can look and see their spirit. You know, I mean, I don't watch their videos, but I watched that one with the Passover thing on it, and you can see their spirit, man. It's a totally different spirit in that place, man. Nate? It's a totally different spirit. He's sitting there up on the, you know, he's kind of like looking around like, man, you guys still believe in me? You know? If you brothers check it out, man, you can see the spirit is totally changed in that place because the Lord has been made to find these men liars at the bottom, at the end of the day, man. Go ahead.
Romans 16, verse 17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. For they that are such serve not our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, but their own belly, and by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple.
Yep. And if this at this stage right now, if anybody's flocking to them guys, then the Lord wanted them to go to those guys, man. The Lord wanted to put them in that lot.
Speak up, bro. You got a precept back there?
Yeah. Matthew chapter 11, verse 11. Verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women, there has not risen a greater than John the Baptist. Notwithstanding that he is least in the kingdom of heaven, is greater than he. And this is in bold red too. So that's how I was going to talk. So, and also he also called John the Baptist Elijah, talking about prophet in the past.
Right.
So that has to mean that he is a prophet. And it's the Lord speaking.
That's right.
That's right. And they believe the Lord.
Right. That's why the scripture says that the Lord be true and every man a liar. Right. You know, Yahweh Shemiah Shai is going to tell you what the deal is. And if these men don't understand it, then the Lord put a stumbling block before them so they don't understand it. Okay? That's just a fault of not of their own, but the Lord gave them that fault. And any men that flock to these guys, that's it, man. That's you're gonna suffer a horrible fate. You know, and that's because man, I don't know what the Lord got planned for you, all those men out there. But from what I see and what I gather, it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good for any of them dudes. None of them. Okay? And we just thank Yahweh Shemiah Shah for giving us the spirit of understanding to come through the gate of the head apostles, man. You know? Yeah. When Elder Apostle Tahar, when that whole thing went down back at One West, and they branched off, what have you, Elder Apostle Tahar had about 50 men underneath him after that. Through the process of time, men came in, men went out, and then that nucleus came in. Elder Apostle Gabar, who's always been there, but I'm saying what the nucleus is now, Elder Apostle Gabar, Elder Apostle Akar, Elder Apostle Orion Rob, and you got the other elders who are now, from Elder Manapazak, Elder Ainab, Elder Ayathun, Elder Sakaran, Elder Tazayawan, Elder Tazadakra. Yep. So all these men who've been the great nucleus of Great Millstone, they're still here, man. They're still here and they're still on the same doctrine. Okay? There's nothing wavered about any of them. The only thing that's different about them men, the Lord gave them greater understanding. Huh?
A few more grades.
Yeah, and a few grades. The Lord has given them more understanding, man. And this is why you see when men come up, you see men all over the world pop up, who they got on their title, Great Millstone, GMS. Because that's the Lord guiding you. The Lord's guiding them brothers, like you brothers here, man. ISUPK got a camp right around the corner. IUIC got a camp right around the corner. But you men are resting here. Because the scripture says those who are troubled rest with us. And the Lord Yahweh Shai should be revealed, man. So you come here for a reason. The Spirit got you here, man. All you brothers who came in, Now, there have been brothers, there were brothers that were brought here who didn't stay here. Why? Because the Lord didn't want them here.
They were not of us.
They went out in different locations or what have you, you know. But that's what that was the Lord's plan, man. When you came here, the Lord sanctioned you. And I'm not saying me and this elder here, man. We as we stated before, back 2007, 2008, coming in, you know, we was like the bad news bears of Israel, man. Not that you know, we didn't have no great numbers, but we were solo. We were solo, and we trusted in the Lord, man. And all kinds of mockery, videos being made, all kinds of shit. But we truly trusted in Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, and we kept pushing, man. We kept pushing. You know, now if one of us brothers gave up and was like, nah, this ain't for us, you know. There was, you know, a lot of shit going on back there. There was Israelites everywhere coming out of the woodwork. And it wasn't only until Elder Apostle Tahar started getting order within this thing of ours. And that's when a lot of men fell out. A lot of men took off because they couldn't come under the order or accept order. You see? And how much more now do we need order? Because now we're coming to these last days, and now shit is starting to get fucking wild out here. Okay? This is what it's all about, man. You got something? Article? Yeah, speed it up, brother. Put that standing in play.
This is a beautiful article. It's a beautiful article. I was going to take the gears up a little bit.
Speed it up, brother. This is good.
This is from RT News, all right? And it said, "Run for the hills." Pentagon sends teams into mountain bunkers. They got that in all caps too. And that word mountain. What mountain bunkers as pandemic preparations go into full swing.
Right. Let me say this real quick. We know, man. We know that these devils, they're gonna try to leave you fucking people behind, man, to die. These devils gonna try to leave you people to die out here, and you gonna trust in this government? Go ahead, brother.
The U.S. Northern Command has sent teams of essential staff. Deep in that word essential, right? So, they're essential, right? Right. Just the essential guys. Don't worry.
Right.
The Northern Command has sent teams of essential staff deep underground to wait out COVID-19 pandemic. On the surface, more than 1 million grunts won't be quiet as cocoon. Air Force General Terrence O'Shaughnessy heads up the U.S. Northern Command as well as North American Aerospace Defense Command, a joint U.S.-Canadian operations that monitors the skies over North America for missile and airborne threats. Early this week, O'Shaughnessy, I'm gonna call him
Shaq Hennessy.
Shag Hennessy. Call him Shaggy.
Shaq Hennessy told reporters via Facebook. This nigga on Facebook Live, right?
Oh boy.
Told reporters via Facebook that some of his watch teams would be moved from their usual command center at Patterson Air Force Base in Colorado to a number of unhardened underground bunkers. One of these facilities is the Cayenne Mountain Bunker Complex, a warren of tunnels buried under 2,000 feet of granite, and sealed behind blast doors designed to withstand a 30 megaton nuclear explosion. Dedicated professionalism. These devils got to go, man. Or this is what they call professionalism. You know, hiding like little bitches from the face of the Lord and the trouble that they started up here.
Right.
Our dedicated professionalism of the NORAD and NORTHCOM Command Control Watch have left their homes. Oh man, yeah, you know. Oh, these brave men have left their homes to go underneath the ground to
maintain your government.
Yeah.
Right.
To ensure your safety, right?
Continuity of government.
Yeah.
Bill Gates is down there.
Yeah,
Well,
you know it.
Well, that's why he said on the news that
you know, when President Trump was being unrealistic when he talking about April 12th, everything opening back up.
I don't know what you're
I
talking
don't know
about.
what you're talking
Yeah, you
about.
know, he's getting ready. That motherfucker was in the bunker. His camera was a little different than everybody else's on CNN. You got a little better view, you know. Bill Gates is down in that damn bunker.
Been looking at your
Down there
car.
hiding. You remind me of that movie.
You said Bill Gates?
What's that movie there, man, with the dude from The Mummy? You know, his father thought there was a third world war.
Yeah.
Went to ground. I forget the name of that movie, but that was that reminds me of that same thing, man. And they're gonna come up out of that thing, man, because we're gonna snatch them up out of that thing. You know?
It says our dedicated professionals at NORADCOM Command and Control Watch have left their homes, said goodbye to their families, and are isolated from everyone to ensure they can stand the watch each and every day to defend our homeland.
That's like that movie 2012, where they had them big arcs that they was calling them because there was a flood coming. Yeah. It's like that same thing where only certain people could buy a seat on there, $1 million seat on that goddamn thing. 2012, yeah. You know.
There was another one with the little boy. He found that comet, and that comet was coming to Earth. He had his girlfriend, they riding that little motorcycle to Impact.
No,
Knowing.
No, Deep Impact. Deep Impact. Armageddon had Bruce Willis, and they saved the Earth.
Yeah,
Bunch of nonsense.
The little boy got a free pass to go down in the bunker because he was the one that discovered the comet, the asteroid coming to Earth.
Yeah, that's the Cheyenne Mountain one.
Right.
That's that bunker.
Right. So, but the downfall was his parents didn't get the green light to go in the fucking mountain. So that's how it's gonna be with you devils, man. You people think these devils gonna sit here and say, "Come on, come off"? Hell no.
Somebody posted on the group chat, I don't think it was the WAD, right? That video of that Edomite talking, and it makes sense with a lot of things he's saying, because he's saying that some people are showing different types of symptoms never seen before from the virus, which could potentially mean that these devils have already, you know, put out another virus and, you know, masquerading it as COVID-19, you know, which is just a process. That's a very big possibility that they can release another major plague that you won't see people legit dropping dead like in China.
Yep.
You see, you know.
Also, Revelation chapter 6, verse 15. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every freeman, hid themselves in the dens, and the rocks of the mountain, and said to the mountain and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth upon the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall he be able to stand?
That's right. And that's what we're reading. We're reading that in those places where these devils are gonna go, and they're gonna say at the end of the day, fall on us, hide us from the face of him, man. Go ahead, brother.
It says everyone to ensure that they can stand the watch each and every day to defend our homeland. He also said that personnel sent on the ground will share the bunker with other members of military, but he is not at liberty to discuss who's moving in there. Of course. Installations like Cayenne Mountain are integral to the U.S. government's plan to survive a doomsday scenario. In the event of existential threat to the U.S., a nuclear attack, for instance, the president and his officials, as well as a list of political, military, civilian leaders, would be immediately evacuated to 4 secure facilities to run the country from deep underground. These facilities are Cayenne Mountain, the President's Emergency Operations Center under the White House, Raven Rock Mountain Complex in Pennsylvania, the Mount Weather Emergency Operations Center in Pennsylvania. You start seeing a shit, all these planes going to Philly to other Pittsburgh, you know.
They'll do shit under the cover of night though. That's when they're gonna make their move. These devils are gonna go right to the cover of night in Black Hawk helicopters or them stealth helicopters. Yep.
Yeah, but I was gonna say I don't know if you brothers mentioned the one in Denver, the how they got that one in Denver. Yeah, exactly, man. And they said that they got the truckers going in day and night, dropping off supplies nonstop.
It says, while the outgoing COVID-19 crisis has not triggered a mass exodus from Washington, it has prompted military leaders to take steps to ensure they remain combat ready. And I seen a video on YouTube how it talked about the White House being empty for such a large bill concerning the bailout package that they found. They said it was strange of how empty it was, man. After admitting the U.S. military's readiness could be affected by the pandemic, Defense Secretary Mark Esper stated on Thursday that the Pentagon would stop publishing details of COVID-19 cases within its ranks and avoid revealing the weaknesses to America's adversary, because they caught flank because it was a ship that was off the coast of China that was doing 24-hour military drills, spying on those nations or getting ready, surveillance. 10 people had died because of the coronavirus. So they took that, they docked that ship and brought it back to the States, United States of America. And then they were catching flank because they're like, this is our adversary shouldn't be knowing this information. Some of Hennessy's forces head for the hills to await the pandemic in isolation. Millions more on the surface will not have the same luxury. Army engineers have already developed to New York to scout locations for field hospitals, as the Empire State accounts for more than a third of the country's illnesses. And out here you have a nation, China, who built 2 hospitals in a span of 7 days. And they showed the time lapse of the Asians over there working, and it was non-stop, right? Now you got this devil going on the news saying we're scouting out, along with the military, they said we're scouting out places so that we can make hospitals. And he talked about all the things that they gotta do, the legislation and all this bullshit that they gotta do just to get a hospital. See, that was just the order in China.
Yep.
Look, we need hospitals built, let's get it. We got the mayor, the governor of New York going through all these bureaucrats and all this bullshit just to get something done.
Well, they start with these tents. These tents, that's what they have now in place. They have 10 hospitals in place. There's one over here by the homeless shelter over here.
A tent hospital is something that a third world nation is supposed to be dealing with, you know?
Now, New York, they're saying New York has probably the highest number, right? It's roughly 9 million people in New York. Okay. Now, California, which also was infected, has almost 40 million people. So the numbers ain't adding up, man. For some reason, these devils, they even put in their shows how New York was that hot spot.
It's New York City.
Okay.
So California, the state of California, but New York City is a smaller city, but still.
Tri-state.
Right.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, the point still being the same. Like, how is New York?
Right. Have the most infected people.
Shows you in video
than
games.
California. Or even China.
See the Satan, that's why.
Millions of people. Billions of people.
Oh, that was it Wuhan? That had a higher Wuhan had a higher population in New York.
And all of a sudden, the United States of America has the highest number of infected people in the world.
Over Italy. They said.
We're dealing with a real Satanist devil, man.
Emergency engineers have already been deployed to New York to scout locations for field hospitals, as the Empire State accounts for more than a third of the country's 112,000 cases of illness. With the crisis deepening, the U.S. military appears to be adopting an all-hands-on-deck approach, both on the ground and under. Though the U.S. military is forbidden from carrying out law enforcement duties on American soil, President Trump signed an executive order on Friday authorizing the calling up to 1 million reserves and retired Army, Navy, Air Force, and Coast Guard personnel. Now we know that what's on also is on the horizon is the Third World War. And see, Putin is smart, right? RT is a Russian-funded news program, right? Putin knows that once you see these devils going underneath ground and them calling up reserves, he ain't buying into this covert 19.
Right.
This he sees the bigger picture, and he knows that America is getting ready to make a war. I make they move, all right, in the world, and that war is coming, man. They called up these reserves. What you just said, the military tank can't fight a goddamn invisible enemy. Them calling up the reserves have nothing to do with COVID-19. But if you look up smart, you're gonna read between the lines and understand that they know what time it is. You're gonna see what it is.
Yeah, and I'm Con. You have California, which is a coast state, and brothers have seen that video of like a train of tanks just going up and down the highway.
Right.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Right. And then yeah, and then what they said was, look, this happens all the time. These military vehicles are being transferred to where they gotta go, but nevertheless, that industry complex is gonna move, man.
And don't forget that Georgia has all those fucking FEMA fucking coffins. So this shit, man, and not only Georgia, but all over the fucking country, man. They got this FEMA coffin that can fit 2 or 3 bodies in there. Right. It's gonna be a lot of dead more. Man,
I remember a guy that was in the military, and he talked about during the 60s they had the Vietnam, and then in the 70s they was in
there's a storm there.
No, that just sort of North Korea, from North Korea, and Vietnam and stuff. And the tanks that they had over there, they obviously were green because they were in the jungle.
Right.
He said as soon as those tanks came back, he said they immediately started painting them.
Desert Storm.
What color is that? Desert Storm.
Sandstone. I'm saying sandstone.
He said they immediately started painting, and he said he was wondering why the hell was they painting them that color. Is because they knew that right after this, the next mission was Desert Storm. They were gonna go to the Middle East, and that color is basically blending with the sand.
So Iran, now they're gonna try to make war with Iran and all these nations in the Middle East. When they implement this digital currency, Iran ain't gonna be with that, and all these countries ain't gonna be with it. So now it's gonna make them go to war, and that's what this brother's talking about. Yeah, man.
Karnak Elder, and to speak on real quick about those FEMA coffins, like a lot of people that speculated, FEMA came out and said that they were being used for something else, but Tom Clancy, who writes all these novels about bioterrorism, he has a video game called The Division, and it's just so happens there's an epidemic in New York, and in those coffins is dead bodies, and next to those coffins is mad dead bodies wrapped in plastic.
Like I was saying earlier, you got these movies that show New York as always that part of that spot of the epicenter of fucking disease warfare. Go ahead,
These reservists are slacking. So on Friday, authorizing the calling up of million reserves and retired Army members. Brother said you might get called up too. Navy, Air Force, and Coast Guard personnel. These reservists could be called upon to assist civilian authorities in responding to pandemic, as the nearly 10,000 National Guard troops already deployed have been doing. On Saturday, ESPR announced a modified law that will provide federal funding for states looking to deploy more of these troops. On top of this, 2 hospital ships have been sent to assess with the threatening patients in New York and Los Angeles. Thank you.
Thank you for the info.
They're gearing up, man. This ain't nothing new. We've been talking about this for years. The head apostles been talking about it for years. Now the Lord's making it happen. The Lord's now starting to make these things come to pass. And now I want this brother to get rid of that camouflage garment, brother. Martial law. But the Lord is gearing up. Everybody's gearing up. It's about to be a big war, man. It's about to be a big war, and I'm talking about the war between Esau and Yahushua and the angels.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line, man.
Yeah, that's
You
it.
know,
That's
you
it.
know, we of the hopeful elect, the Lord willing, He watches out over all of us. And none of these, as He said, because we kept the patience of His faith of the Word, He gonna keep us from the hour of temptation. Whether it be Esau coming in like a flood, you know, that RFID microchip, all the ills and all the plagues that are coming upon this place called America. May the Lord keep us from that. But the big battle is gonna be between Yahweh Shai and Esau, man. Okay? That's what's happening. Go ahead.
Let me add one more thing too, Bob, because last week I spoke to the border by the wall. You know, I had a dream. You know, because I already had dreams. You know, a long time since I had a dream. But I had a dream last week, and I woke up, and I'll admit I got scared in that dream. I saw a bunch of people leave. I mean, went in the hospital. It was like a big hospital. I couldn't tell where the hospital was, but it was a big hospital. They came in, and I saw like they withdrew a lot of blood. Like they drained the blood of the body. And in the dream took me someplace else where I saw they put the people in a plastic bag. You know, it's like this brother's mission. They put it in a plastic bag. I told this dream last week. They covered the body in the zipper, and they threw that body on top of a pile of blood that's right behind the hospital, all in plastic bag. And the dream looks so real. You know, like it was. You feel like he's.
It is, man. That was a bad turkey sandwich, brother. hey. You know, brothers, hey, the Lord said He's gonna put dreams on brothers, man. He's gonna dream them dreams, man. And a lot of brothers are dreaming dreams, and a lot of brothers dream dreams don't even talk about them, man. You don't even talk about the dreams that you have. You know, but this is that time where all these things are now happening to brothers. All these things are now being experienced by brothers. You know, it's a beautiful feeling, man. It's a beautiful feeling to know that the Lord has selected us to be a part of His ministry, man. You can't ask for anything better than that. You can't ask for a better job. You know, we've been hired to do a job that millions and millions of men weren't able to do, man.
And it pays good too.
And the pay is good, right? And then when after we retire from working, we're gonna have kings and cats. We're gonna be kings and castles. You know, sitting back, Lord willing. You know, you got something?
This is 2 Ezra 13, verse 5, and it says, "After this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men." Come. And it says, this is on 2 Ezra 13 and 1. It says, "And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it was moved all the ways thereof. And behold, lo, that man waxed strong with thousands of heaven, and when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him."
Hey, yo, that reminds me of that brother that was at the New York camp when I first went out there that first week. That brother, he was big, tall, dark skinned brother wearing all white. He was walking back and forth. And I'm telling you, and I just happened to be looking at him. I was like, "Who is this guy?" And he knew, it was like he knew I was looking at him. He did this, looked at me. I was like, yo, my body, I'm telling you, straight up, my body felt like I was weak. I was like, shit. And if I could turn my head back like this, you know, and as quick as I saw him, I forgot about him. He was going. And I could kind of understand when Ezra made mention of certain things. How, you know, the angel was there with him, and, you know, he thought he was eating food and so on and so forth. And the angels were going like that. It was crazy, man. But when we read that, when he turned, his countenance looked, everything trembled. I'm telling you, I felt that same way, man, when that brother out in New York. That angels come. Yo, listen. People are gonna be shook when these chariots are gonna be revealing themselves without no fucking bullshit. You're gonna see chariots just hovering, huge chariots just hovering up there, and ain't gonna be no bullshit. Oh, that's hard and all. No, there's gonna be real deal chariots hovering above in each city, man. You watch, there's gonna be no nonsense about Esau talking about the flare or goddamn. So I was at home, right? I don't know. Some brothers put a video of the chariots, right? It was over in California. It was a nighttime shot, and there was all lights going across. So I showed my lady. I was like, "You see that?" She said, "Oh, that's just the Blue Angels." Blue Angels. You know the Jets. You know the Jets. Yeah, you know the Jets.
At
This
night.
was a night shot now. You see the chariot out in the distance, all go it's one line, all lights in one line. And all of a sudden, one went up this way, one went up that way. One came down and came back around. They were doing all kinds of fancy maneuvers and shit. And she looked at it, she said, you see that shit? She's like, it's just the Blue Angels. The Blue Angels.
What is that?
The Jets. The fancy fucking Jets. Blue and yellow, they doing all kinds of shit. Yeah, man. I was like, Blue Angels. My shit. My phone went in the kitchen.
After that, I switched to seeing the Fresh Prince. While Uncle Phil was done.
Real quick, Luke 21, verse 26. Men's heart failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory.
Great glory.
Right. Go ahead, brother.
This is verse 4. It says, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice. Like as the earth filleth when it filleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men, and out of the number from the four winds of the heavens to subdue the man that came out of the sea. And behold, and I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or the place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet it durst fight.
They're gonna be like, they're gonna have to follow orders. They're gonna have to follow orders. Their commanders like, yo, get in that goddamn jet and get up there and get after him. You know? He said, they show you that movie. They show you that in World of Worlds.
And Independence Day.
LA.
Independence
They
Day.
go up there, you know, a lot of these devils are gun ho. But they're gonna see how the massive size of that. Now you guys see that video I did, the classified video?
Yeah.
You see that devil? He's like I said, I don't know if it could have been acted, but the script was real. Yeah. He's like, you know, in the event of their enormous size and their unearthly powers, oh my gosh. Yeah. Classified. You know, that whole shit, man. That's how big these chariots are gonna be. As I said, I would have saw the region in which it was graven, but I couldn't. It was so damn big, man. Go ahead.
In verse 9 it says, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hands nor his sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips as a flaming breath. And out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests.
Those gonna tear y'all devils up, man.
That's right. And it says, and they that were all mixed together in the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon a multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up on every one, so that upon a sudden of the innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid.
Don't worry, man. Brothers, this brother said he was afraid in his dream. Don't worry, brother. Brothers have these dreams as our ancient brothers in the past had dreams. We were afraid of certain things, man. I knew I had some dreams. I woke up, shook up too. I'm like, oh shit, But that's just the way it is, man. The Lord's putting them visions in people, Go ahead.
It says, afterwards saw I the same man come down from the mountain and call unto him another peaceable multitude. And they came much people unto him, whereof some were glad, and some were sorry, and some of them were bound, and others some brought of them that were offered. Then was I sick through the great fear, and I awakened and said, thou hast showed thy servant these wonders from the beginning, and hast counted me worthy that thou shalt show us, that thou shalt receive my prayers. Show me now yet the interpretation of this dream. For as I conceive in my understanding, woe unto them that shall be left in those days, and much more woe unto them that were not left behind.
Right, and those that weren't left out put to death. Those are the individuals put to death. So that's it on that, bro. That's it on that. So these dreams that brothers be having, man. I mean, you know, we can keep continuing on.
Peer pressure. It's peer pressure.
I mean, again, if I done jumped around to this, no,
Yeah, you
keep going. You sure, bro?
Because you said something, you talked about, one of the others talked about the realm. The scripture's going to tell
I mean, that's what I was
One
gonna jump
realm,
right into.
yeah.
Like, it's going down, but.
Yep.
There will be 17. It says, for they that were not left were in heaviness. Now understand I the things that are laid up in the latter days, which shall happen unto them and those that are left behind. Therefore are they come in great perils and many necessity, like as these dreams declare.
Now, this vision, he's seeing that. He's seeing a future vision, man.
God.
He's seeing this shit. I mean, he's seeing things we have yet to see.
Right.
You see? So we know these things are faithful and true, man.
That's right.
We know this is going to be faithful and true. He saw things that we have yet to see, even though we're living in the very time period that he's speaking of.
Beautiful to see it start to manifest. Them going into underground bunkers.
Yep.
Wars.
Yep. Go ahead, brother.
It says, verse 20, it says, yet it is easier for him that is in the danger to come into these things than to pass away as a cloud out of the world, and not to see the things that happen in the last days. And he answered unto me and said, the interpretation of the vision shall I show thee, and I will open unto thee the things that thou hast required. Whereas thou hast spoken of them that are left behind, this is the interpretation. And he that shall endure the peril in that time had kept himself. And they that be fallen into danger are such as have worked in faith towards the Almighty.
The elect being tried.
Huh?
The elect surviving all the chaos and the carnage that is to come, which is going to make you a king, man. Go ahead.
It says, know this therefore, that they which be left behind are more blessed than they that are dead.
That's what Ezra said. Ezra said, from what I perceived, then woe to them that are left behind in those days. But the angel had to remind them, like, look, these people that are left behind, these people are going to make up the elect of Joshua.
It says, this is the meaning of the vision, whereas thou sawest a man coming down from the midst of the sea. The same as he whom the Most High, Yahweh, the highest, hath kept a great season. Which by his own self shall deliver his creature and shall order them that are left behind.
That's his name, the deliverer.
And it says, and whereas thou sawest that out of his mouth there came a blast of wind and fire and storm, and that he had held neither sword nor any instrument of war, but that the rushing in of him destroyed the whole multitude that came to subdue him. And this is the interpretation. And behold, the day cometh when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell upon the earth.
Surprising people. When these stories start to manifest themselves, people are going to be surprised. They're going to be shocked.
Yep.
They're going to be astonished. They're going to be
Dropping
amazed.
dead. People have heart attacks. People drop dead. They see that shit like, oh shit. That's gonna be people's worst fucking fear, man. People's worst fear to look up and see some type of mechanical machine just sitting there, not making a sound, man. These devils, they're gonna be shook up. And this is Esau's fault, because Esau has pushed out throughout the world, especially in this country, that anything outside of this realm was impossible. There's nothing out there that could fly. There's no other being out there that can control a flying object. Devils.
I got something real quick to add.
And then he's going to sit there and say, we trust in God and we believe in God. Well, if you read the scriptures, you'll read that the prophets always spoke about the chariots coming, zooming, and going back and forth, man. That's right. They're going to sit there and say we have no unidentified flying object. But put on their damn money, God we trust. Liars. Go ahead.
And now it's backfiring because of that spaceship. So
Right.
you know that there's something going on out there in the heavens that you don't want to speak about. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 10. It says, he shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? You see, so that's why they invented that space force out there, because like we seen a couple of weeks ago that chariot with a wheel within a wheel.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fearful because it was 3 times the size of the earth. Okay, so Satan knows this time is up.
Blast, man.
You know.
So Acts chapter 1 verse 9, when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up in the cloud, receive him out of the sight. And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven, and as they went up, behold, 2 men stood by them in white apparel, which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? The same Yahushua, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall come in like manner as ye have seen him going into the heaven.
So it was that chariot that they saw, because they were sworn on by the ship that they seen, you know, that they gaze upon it. I didn't see Yahushua going up in that chariot, you know, and the same way Yahushua went up is the same way it's coming back.
Coming down.
You know? It should come in clouds, right? You got something quick? You got something quick?
Yeah, continue.
Sure?
Yeah.
And back to verse 30, I'm reading one more time. He says, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell upon the earth, and one shall undertake to fight another, and one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. And hey,
Can't stop it.
yeah.
Can't stop it. You pointless to you try to stop it. You can't stop it. This is what's gonna happen. This is what needs to happen. Pestilence, famines, wars. It's prophecy, man. They're underground bunkers. You know.
This is a great day of the
The
Lord.
scriptures say that the days are gonna come when the Heavenly Father is gonna start taking men in great number. I won't marvel that, you know, the Most High sent a plague through here, and then you Babylonians just start dying.
Right, 80,000,
Yeah.
100,000.
Big number.
Sure.
Oh, at New York, everybody, you know,
Right.
bring it on.
The Lord did it in the ancient time. You know, when King David did what he did, the Lord, 75,000 gone, just like that, man. You know, and that was, and shit. These were probably people that was righteous, but somebody had to die. How much more in this wicked society, man? How much more in this wicked kingdom if the Lord's gonna smite and there's gonna be great numbers taken, man?
Right, Taziah brought that scripture out. The plagues are sent. Who is he that may turn them away?
Right.
But this place is true. You already sowed the seeds of death and destruction. You just gotta reap them.
Con, Esau may put this coronavirus out, but the Lord's gonna control it from there. Thank you, Esau. I got it from here. And this shit might just go right through, and Esau will be like, we can't control it.
Hey, but it's the same thing with the nukes. The Lord put the spirit on them to control the nukes. They think they having control of the nukes, but the Lord said He was going to smite
off the hands.
Right. So the same thing with the coronavirus. You know, the CDC. You know, they may thought that they think or that they had it underneath control, but the Lord said, "No, what do you say? He taketh the wise in His own craftiness, and He set a snare for them, just like that thermonuclear is set for them. This coronavirus, you didn't think that it'd probably hit your naval ships, your guys in the military.
Right.
You didn't think it'd hit certain officials, and it did.
Right, and this is why probably all these devils are hitting these underground bunkers now. They're saying this shit's getting out of control. We lost control of it. You know, because if they had control, they'd be like, all right, we got it. But listen, they fucking bouncing, man.
That's what happened to Resident Evil.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say that's what happens in a lot of movies.
That's what happened to Resident Evil. They were building this
Video game?
No, the movie.
He also in the video game.
Well, yeah, it's based on the video game, but they lost control of the virus, and they a bunch of people ended up dying because of they lost control.
And if there is like a real virus that's out there, you see what they did in China. They literally locked that city down. They caught all kind of flack for it, but now that you see that they kind of got it underneath control, whereas in America, He gives out orders, don't nobody go out. Look at us, you know. What are we doing? We out here prophesying the downfall of the place. He was just out there playing tennis outside in the rain, man. You go outside, you see the Edomite woman jogging, you know. Ain't nobody getting locked down. You know what that nigga was all out here. Oh, this is my block, nigga. This is my block.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Jersey. Did you see him in court?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, got a picture of him on stage.
Crying like it's your block.
apologize.
Big
That's the same nigga that cut you right in your face.
Yeah.
That's right. Go walk in this project. He cut you as soon as you go before ease. Humble. Right. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My mother right here, Your Honor, she'll tell you.
Yes, sir.
He don't do no wrong.
Attorney, yeah, Tyrone Banks. He finished high school. He dwells with his mom. His mom is back.
Right.
Stays up there.
Stand up holding the Bible like. Glasses.
Got them loafers off. He ain't wearing fucking.
Start wearing the Malcolm X glasses.
Hey, but you know, we joke, we laugh about a couple things, you know, we light up a lot of things, but we're coming into some serious times, man. And the Lord's gonna make this shit ugly, man. Yahweh Shai is gonna make this shit ugly. Okay, Esau, he's the driving force right now because the Lord gave him the power to rule over this earth like this right now. Okay, but he's that driving force, but the Lord's gonna have to take it a step further. And that's why, because Esau, at the same time, here you have all these nukes. There was a nuclear treaty where they tried to, you know, get rid of some nukes. Okay, that's Esau's thinking because he don't want shit to be destroyed. Okay, but the Heavenly Father is gonna smite the missiles out of their hands because this place gotta be utterly annihilated, man. This shit gotta go from off the face of the earth. And anybody who's an Israelite on the highways and byways, that's how you should feel, man. You should feel about this place being destroyed and being wiped out. Never mind trying to fucking build a goddamn community cathedral and walking around with feeding chicken sandwiches to fucking. This place gotta go, man. This place gotta go, and you should feel that way. And now that we're getting closer and closer, you should be thanking Yahweh Shai, calling upon that name to hurry up and speedily destroy this place, man. You people out of your damn minds, man. You still laying back like it's all good, man. It ain't all good. This place is about to go down, man, and it's gonna fall, and it's gonna fall hard, and a lot of you Israelites are gonna fall right along with this damn place, man.
That's right.
That's what you deserve, man. You deserve to fall with this place called America.
That's right. It's Job 14 verse 5. It says, "Seeing his days are determined, and the number of his months are with thee, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass."
So this place is bound to be put to death, man. This place is bound to be put to rest, man. He pointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Esau's not going to go past a certain point, man. He's not going past a certain time period. He's not going past that point. And once he gets put in that coffin of America and anybody else on the other side of the world, we're gonna deal with you when we get over there, man. Look, remember these men. We're gonna deal with you when we get over there. My son doing this right here. Oh, you gonna come pay me a visit? We're gonna pay you a visit, Esau.
Right.
On the east side. Yep. Pay you a visit on the east side. Go ahead, brother.
Matthew 13, verse 16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear.
Right.
For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them.
That's why you gotta thank the Lord continually, man. Give praises continually for Him giving you the ability to see and hear these things that are now happening, man. You know how many people are so goddamn lost in the world? You know how many people are lost in the world? We're like fine gold right now, man. The Lord said He's gonna make us more precious than fine gold. You see? And that's why, now I was telling the elder yesterday, now people want to start to listen. Now motherfuckers got their ears open. Now motherfuckers, looking attentive. Now motherfuckers is, asking questions, paying attention to shit. Now all of a sudden. But we knew
food tasting good.
Right. We knew it was just gonna be a matter of time because we've always said that. We always say, you watch, you'll see. You watch. That day's gonna come, you'll see. T-shirt man over there, he talking shit.
Yeah, that big shit.
Yeah, I was like, you better go buy some food. It's gonna be getting rough out here. I'm growing stuff.
I've known about doomsday for years.
I'm growing stuff. Motherfucker, you ain't growing a goddamn thing. Man, you ain't growing shit. It's fucking damn near still winter time out here. I'm growing. You ain't growing a goddamn thing. But he got a lot of pride in it. He would never come up and say, "Hey guys, I'm sorry for the way I treated y'all," for laughing and talking shit. But he sees it, and it's plaguing his ass because he knows the shit that we spoke about 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years ago. Now it's happening.
Yeah, Con, that's a tortured soul, man.
Absolutely.
I don't know what he did, but the Most High planted his ass. Right
Listen, the elder apostle Gabar left a comment on one of the videos years ago. He said, I don't know how T-shirt man can take it. You know? But you can rest assured one thing, he will never ever mock us ever again. You can rest assured on that shit. He will never open his mouth up to the servants of the Lord ever again. For as long as he's out there, and we out there, he sees us. You know, one time the devil, he had a fucking expensive cell phone sitting on the shit. And some chick came by and took the phone and hustled off and shit. He gonna look at us. Why'd you stop her? Fuck you, man. Ain't our shit. Why'd you stop running your mouth when you was talking shit all those years? You know? So with that, we're gonna end it on that. You know, so with that, Lord willing, we see you brothers next week and give all praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Makakadash.
Double honor to the head apostles, the great millstone, and shalom to all the brothers on the highways and byways doing the work sincerely, completely, and continually fighting that good fight of faith. Lord willing, we'll be out here next week. If not, you know, we're going to keep doing our live shows and sit downs at the crib. And brothers, just stay tuned, man. Stay tuned. All right, so with that, we say shalom.
Shalom.